on the Dan Ryan outbound from the Janeburn interchange and before the Stevenson because of a stall in the left lane. Past that, brake lights from 47 to the split, 35 out, 17 to drive in. In northwest Indiana, still a big backup on 8094 westbound from the Indiana Toll Road past I-65. A vehicle fire getting cleaned up there off on the right shoulder. Actually, a burned-up semi-cab in the process of getting towed away. From what we understand, the driver made it out okay, which is great news. You can use Ridge if you're a passenger vehicle just south of 8094 there to avoid the bad delay westbound, again, on the Borman. Looking at the rest of the Illinois expressways, kind of the Eden's coming in, you're about 24 minutes to the Kennedy Junction, just 17 out. That's a 2-minute delay. On the Kennedy, about 45 either way. The express lane saving you time on the way out. Eisenhower going out to Manheim, 44, an hour 2 to the Jane Addams Tollway. Coming in about an hour 5 from I-90 and 40 minutes in from Manheim. On the Stevenson, your travel time getting out to the Tri-State 39, 55 to the Veterans Tollway, 45 in, you're 33 in for the Tri-State. Again, a stall on the Dan Ryan outbound before the Stevenson in the left lane. I-57 slight delay, same with the Bishop Ford. Typical backups on both sides of the lakefront on DuSable Lakeshore Drive. No lane blockage issues. Next reports at 4:08, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
AccuWeather says tonight, brief snow or rain shower in spots early. Clearing overnight, a low of 25. Tomorrow, clouds and sun, brisk and cold, a high of 35. Let's skip right to Friday, shall we? Partly sunny, breezy, and noticeably warmer with a high near 60. Right now, we've got 35 degrees at 3:59.
Featuring the news that matters and breaking news at any time. This is Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio WBBM, Indiana takes another step toward bringing the Bears across the goal line.
This is Andy Dane. Law Department literally gambled with taxpayers' money and they lost. City Hall is ordered to pay up over more than 1 million problematic parking tickets.
Plus, President Trump prepares to deliver his State of the Union address as dozens of Democrats say they will boycott it. The latest on that coming up from CBS News Sports. Bulls host the Hornets at the UC this evening. Business.
I'm Matt Piper at Bloomberg. A rally in technology firms spurred a rebound in stocks. The Dow was up 371, NASDAQ gaining 236, S&P up 52 points.
It is 4 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump delivers his State of the Union address tonight. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
The president is expected to focus on domestic issues like the economy, even as tensions grow with Iran and the war continues in Ukraine. The State of the Union address follows the Supreme Court's recent ruling invalidating most of Trump's tariffs. Many of the justices who ruled against the tariffs are expected to attend the president's speech. Many Democrats say they will not, while others may attend but are expected to demonstrate their opposition to Trump's policies, including immigration. Others will call attention to the Epstein files. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Dozens of Democrats say they are boycotting President Trump's State of the Union address. Some will instead attend counter-programming on the National Mall, dubbed the People's State of the Union. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
The State of our Union under the presidency of Donald Trump is a complete and total disaster.
In a network-exclusive interview, Speaker Mike Johnson has told CBS Evening News anchor Tony DeCoble,
"We play for one team. We're all for America." I think it's detestable that the members would boycott the speech. We've never done that. It doesn't matter if there's a Democrat president. You go and respect the office. You respect the decorum.
In Washington state, the Pierce County Sheriff's Office says several people are dead after a sheriff's deputy responded to reports that a man was stabbing people outside a home near Tacoma, Washington yesterday. According to a sheriff's spokesperson,
3 were pronounced deceased on scene, all stabbed, and then 1 was transported to a local hospital, later succumbed to their injuries, also stabbed.
Authorities say the first deputy arrived within about 3 minutes, and shots were fired, and the suspect was shot and killed. Savannah Guthrie says in an online video that her family needs to know what happened to her mother, who has been missing since February 1st, and are offering a reward up to $1 million.
We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone. She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves.
Authorities say Nancy Guthrie was taken against her will from her Tucson area home over 3 weeks ago. On the East Coast, A lot of shoveling from Maryland to Maine after a deadly storm drops anywhere from 1 to 3 feet of snow in portions of New Jersey, New York, and Rhode Island. At least 2 people have died in Maryland. Warner Brothers Discovery says a new $31 a share offer from Paramount Skydance, owner of CBS News, is expected to lead to a better deal than its existing agreement with Netflix, kicking off another potential bidding battle for the famed Hollywood studio. Stocks closed up on Wall Street today. The Dow jumped 300.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television.
So we had what's up, everybody? SubX.News on the spot reporting, 4:02 p.m. I think I put the wrong date in there. I put in the 25th when it's actually the 24th. That's not good. I got to change those, right? Whatever. I think I put in the date is 25th, so I apologize for that. I don't know what happened to me. When I go 1 day ahead, so we'll see. All right, let's listen to the rest of the news.
Up, though, for 1 day, end of the week, we'll tell you about it coming up in the AccuWeather 5-day forecast. It is 4:04 now. Pressure on Illinois leaders to take action on the Bears' wish list for a new stadium in Arlington Heights just went up. WBBM political editor Jeff Buchholz reports the Indiana House approves a measure that clears the way for the Hoosier State to possibly build the team a new stadium.
The Indiana House voted 95-4 to approve the measure setting up a stadium authority that could build a new domed stadium near Wolf Lake in Hammond and then rent it to the Bears with an option to buy. One of those yes votes came from Zionsville Republican and retired Colts punter Hunter Smith.
I have been given nothing but the sweetest memories of the Chicago Bears.
If you can't beat them, join them. Before the vote, Governor Pritzker told reporters during an appearance here at Richard J. Daley College at 75th and Pulaski, he's not sure the Indiana plan will be a touchdown for Hoosier taxpayers.
I'm very interested to see how the people of Indiana, the voters of Indiana, feel about the massive increases in taxes that are being proposed.
He also says he's on board with the measure now before the Illinois House that would let the Bears lock in long-term property tax rates in Arlington Heights. We're with the governor in West Lawn, Jeff Buchholz, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
Well, if you were one of the thousands of drivers overcharged on tickets, there's some promising news to tell you about today. Attorneys and advocates say the city of Chicago could be responsible for nearly $200 million in total refunds after a judge's ruling.
The law department literally gambled with taxpayers' money and they lost.
Attorney J.C. Zolda says additional illegal fees were tacked on to over 1 million parking, city sticker, and other tickets between 2012 and 2022.
The judge's order specifically states that any amounts assessed over $250 on these tickets are void and unenforceable.
Kyle Garchar says he was unable to work as a rideshare driver after racking up $1,600 in tickets, all while being parked outside of his Bucktown home.
I think I just looked at myself and said, well, this is something worth fighting for because it doesn't seem like it's legal.
A Cook County judge has agreed, but exactly when drivers can expect refunds is unclear, as the city is reportedly considering appealing the ruling.
There's the capable of doing the right thing and admitting that they're wrong.
Andy Dane, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A congressional candidate sharing some details of an encounter on Chicago's north side that he says left him stunned. State Senate Democrat Mike Simmons, who's black, posted a video on social media of what he says happened to him when he and his campaign team were knocking on doors inside a multi-unit building in Buena Park.
We went inside of a building and a white woman came out of her unit and asked us to leave. I tried to communicate to her that I am a state senator representing her and a candidate for Congress, and we're trying to reach our voters. And she refused to talk to us. She called the police.
Simmons says he talked to police when they arrived, and then officers left. Simmons is one of 15 Democrats.
What up, Antonio?
Now held by retiring Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky. A police spokesperson did not confirm that happened. Wrigley Field will host a game this spring between teams from 2 historically black colleges and universities.
Prairie View A&M will play Alabama A&M May 2nd at Wrigley in what organizers are calling the debut of the Chicago HBCU Baseball Classic.
There's the cops
Baseball
there.
Media says there will be marching band performances the day of the game and clinics for young players and community events across the city in the days around it. Mayor Brandon Johnson says Wrigley Field is the only ballpark where Jackie Robinson played that's still standing, making it, quote, a powerful place to write the next chapter of black baseball history, end quote. Tickets are free but required to attend. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Illinois Secretary of State Alexi Janulius announces more than $680,000 in grants awarded to public libraries across Illinois. The Project Next Generation grants will help 36 public libraries expand technology and educational programming for middle and high school students. Janulius also announced that applications are now being accepted for public library security grants and an increase in threats on public libraries in the state.
I thought we was crime is down.
Traffic and weather together on the 8th. Let's check.
See how these guys lie? SubX.News. You see how they lie? Those damn guys lie so much. It's unbelievable. So here's Janulius. He's part of the liberal Democrats. Corrupt. He's a corrupt man, by the way. He gave illegals driver's licenses in Illinois. That guy should be in prison. And his bank was hooked up with the mob and Resco. That dude's a criminal, man. He should not be in office. But imagine, they all say crime is down. And that guy then says, oh, I'm going to give you security money. Like, what? If crime is down, why are you spending money on security? Why don't you spend it on programming for kids? High school kids or something. You see how they lie? You catch them into lies every day. Same thing with Pritzker. Oh, Indiana, they're going to raise taxes. Like, that guy's raised our taxes to... Here's the thing. In Illinois and in Chicago, they raise taxes. Why? Because they're not doing any layoffs. They're not doing any structural cuts. Why? Because that's their patronage. And they don't understand that has to stop. You can't keep not cutting staff. There's going to have to be a wipeout. Just like when I got into CPS 20 years ago, there was 3,000 or 4,000 people wiped out. And you have to do it. You have to cut that. You have to cut those salaries. You got to cut out like maybe $100 million or more maybe in salaries and benefits. You have to do it. There's a way to do it and even comply with the union. There's some more cops right there. You see that there? The cops are everywhere. Don't you see that there? They're everywhere. See that?
Between Center and Briggs. Delays continue on 8094 in northwest Indiana, especially on the westbound side, getting into Gary between Central to past I-65. You have a vehicle fire getting cleaned up there off on the right shoulder. It was a semi-cab that burnt up in the process, getting towed away. Again, right now, we heard the good news earlier that the driver made it out before that thing caught fire. Your next report from the Metro Traffic Center is at 4:18. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Hacky weather says for the rest of today, windy, not as cold, temperatures in the 40s. Maybe some snow or rain showers tonight, then clearing with a low of 25. Sun and clouds tomorrow, a high of 35. But warming up slowly toward Friday. Looks like that's our pick day of the week. Could reach 60 on Friday. Right now, we've got 35 at O'Hare, 37 Aurora, 34 Lakefront stocks. Bounce back today, the Dow, S&P, and the NASDAQ all up. It's 410.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few.
They all lie. They all cheat. They all steal our money. The guy's talking about Indiana. Everybody's going to Indiana. That guy doesn't even. They don't even know they can't keep their lies straight anymore. You know what I mean? 410, Michigan and Ontario. February 24th, that's a plywood special. Yeah, that's plywood on Michigan Avenue. That's what you're looking at. That's a plywood. There you go, board it up. Michigan Avenue. You see that there? That's what you got. SubX.News. There you go. That was a plywood special there on Michigan Avenue. It's a nice day. It's a little chilly. There's another one boarded up. It's all boarded up here, man.
1966. 800-200.
But they lie so much, it's unbelievable. And you do know, the CPS has got 50,000 employees. The city's got another 30 to 40,000 employees. Then you got vendors. So there's some more cops there. You just seen them, right? There's another one boarded up over there. So the idea is they don't lay nobody off, especially before an election year. This is an election year. Everybody knows that. This is election time for mayor. Not this year, not in March. They're not going to vote for mayor in March. But this is the last year of Brandon Johnson. Everybody knows that. This is the last year of Brandon Johnson. Everybody knows Brandon Johnson's been in office for 3 years, right? Or did you forget about that?
5500 block of Schubert. It happened about 12:30 this afternoon. 3 people were displaced, but there were no injuries. The cause of the fire still being investigated. Burglars used a sledgehammer to break into a restaurant just a couple of blocks south of Wrigley Field. Police say thieves hit Neva Henry at Clark and Roscoe in the early morning hours and stole a cash register. The suspects then struck two more businesses on Wells Street in the Old Town neighborhood before investigators say the trio attempted to break into the Gold Coast Market liquor store. At this hour, no one in custody. In Valparaiso, the city council approves a resolution that condemns the actions of federal immigration officers.
The resolution was sponsored by Councilwoman Ellen Capitan, a Democrat. She said it's a statement of values, not anti-law enforcement.
We've been told that this is a federal matter and it's beyond the council's scope. To that, I say that I believe that we can condemn enforcement tactics that needlessly endanger human life while governing responsibly. We can acknowledge national tragedies while focusing on local duty.
Councilman Jack Papillo was one of two Republicans voting no.
The role of this council is to focus on local issues and not pass political statements about federal policy.
A previous version of the resolution that was voted down included the names Alex Preddy and Renee Good, both fatally shot by federal agents in Minneapolis. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A little preparation can prevent a lot of headaches on a college spring break trip.
If your kids are going on a college spring break road trip to a warm destination or overseas, you should outline some things to know before they go. Travel vlogger Mark Walters tells the New Business Hour that if your student is over 18, you should establish medical power of attorney.
You are no longer privy to any of their medical care, so if something happens to them on a trip, you're going to have to prove the relationship, and that can be troublesome. So having that medical power of attorney already filled out, already taken care of, will reduce a lot of headaches just in case something does happen.
In light of unrest around tourist destinations in Mexico, Walter says you should also purchase an overseas cell phone plan so your kids can stay in touch outside the country without running up massive...
Hey, El Tommy Yoro! El Tomo! Hey, El Tomo! What's up, bro? Hey, El Tomo! Hey, fuck you, El Tomo! Get fucked. There you go. See? That's what we get. We get that shit every day. We get an asshole that comes to my page messing with me. Got that? That's all Chicago Teachers Union scumbags. They're scumbags. They're scumbags like Alexi Junius. There's scumbags at J.B. Pritzker. There's thousands of them. They're all around us. They're all are feeding at the trough. We were next to the two cops yesterday. They told me my lights were off, and I said they're drug dealing a block away, and they drove away. That's the scumbags right there. Corrupt scumbags who collect a check and don't do their job, right? Like the right here. You want to go watch the predatory tow trucks over here? And Randolph, didn't they just say the city just lost a $200 million lawsuit? They talk about these, what do they call it? The wrongful convictions, right? Some guy who's a crackhead who gets beat up and shot, right? That's got a gun in his hand, and he gets $20 million. Did the Chicago Teachers Union talk about how the city stole from its own citizens $200 million? You didn't see no press releases, did you? Did you? Look at the press releases. As soon as a guy gets a $10 million judgment for getting shot by the cop, or a lady who runs over a cop and gets a lawsuit, as soon as that happens, the teachers union and Brandon Johnson put out a statement say that's the what is it? Institutional racism of oppression, right? A guy who has a gun who gets shot by the cops, that's institutional racism. Mm-hmm. Yet, when you have a $200 million judgment against the city for illegally taxing its own citizens, illegal taxation, purposeful, intentional, illegal taxation, you don't have no statements. Zero statements. In fact, what did they say? They're going to appeal it. They're going to appeal it for 20 years and we'll never see the money. That's how it's going to happen. Just like the parking meter deal. That guy, Brandon Johnson, could have bought the parking meter deal for $2 billion. That's chump change because they said they already made $2 billion already over that. And some country in Dubai owns the parking meters anyways. So these are the kinds of criminals we have running our city. These are beyond the corruption of we know that are Daley's and even Blagojevich's, the golden gooses, right? We're talking about straight criminal actors, right? They give our money they give our money to criminals who shoot at cops. That's what they do, first of all, to what? Wipe out the law and order in our city. Secondly, they tax us, the regular working people, because criminals and people who don't work, they don't have money to tax. Remember that. Criminals don't pay taxes. They don't pay. They don't pay income. What do you pay income tax when you're a cocaine dealer? I don't think you do. Is there a W-2 form? A self-employment form? Yeah, I'm a cocaine dealer on the west side. I deal heroin. I deal methamphetamine. I do whatever I do. I shoot people. What did we hear today? They were robbing how many stores this morning? 4 or 5 stores? Yeah, I'm a carjacking burglar. I made 50 grand last year. I'm a smash and grab. I smashed into the Rolex. Remember the day we were on scene? Don't you remember that? We were on scene on a smash and grab of the Rolex. You guys remember that one or you don't remember that one? We were there when it happened. We were there, right? A few minutes after that, because I start there. I always start in Streeterville. You don't remember that? I got the video of the watch hanging in the window. We got short memories on that, don't we? There you go. There's another office space there. Look at that. And then you have all these around. So we have these people who lie, they cheat, and they steal, and they send people on my page that insult me while I'm live feeding, right? Like it's funny or something like that. You just put ban, man. You know what I mean? It's like, get out of here. It doesn't even make sense. And look, if you don't like the way I talk, you don't like what I do, or you think I insult you or harm you or I'm bad for your whatever chakra or whatever you do, then don't listen. Change the channel. I don't ever understand that. I grew up with a channel changer, right? With the dial. I was just talking to Marietta. Me and her had a nice long conversation last night. And I said, yeah, in the old days, we had a channel changer. You change the channel if you don't like it. Nowadays, you have a billion channels. You can watch anything you want it whenever you want it. And then people still come and harass me, man, or harass her, harass you, whatever you are on your page. It's like, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, leave. Just go. Who cares? You know, let's think about this. I'm a 56-year-old man. I grew up in the city of Chicago. I raised my family in the city of Chicago. So I said this. My father, who's 80 years old, lives in Chicago. My mother lives who's 80, lives in Chicago. All my brothers and sisters lives in Chicago. My nephews and nieces live in Chicago. My whole family, all of my family, me, live in Chicago. None of them live in the suburbs. None. We're talking maybe 300 to 400 years of family. 300 to 400 years. What are you talking about? Why do you get on my page? Right? Why do you get on my page? I don't understand that. And it's sad when I hear like these stories of like that black guy who was running for Congress. He goes into the old folks home, whatever, and the lady says, I don't trust you. Well, she don't. I'm serious, and yeah, you can call that racism or profiling, whatever you want, but maybe you need to present yourself a different way. You know, did you see the guy's pictures, how he looks? All disheveled? And you have a right to look the way you want to look. But if you got saggy pants and all kinds of weird hairdos or tattoos or piercings or blue hairs, then people don't want to be around you. I watched a video last night. It was a really important video. It was a lady, and I'm going to post the article. And she says, we've destroyed our society so much that even our own kids, and check your grandkids, because most of us are going to be grandparents. I'm not yet. Don't know how to write. My own kids don't know how to write. They can't write with their hands. Not even blocks. We're not talking cursive now. They can't write regular writing, like regular writing, and not in cursive. If you look at all my kids' signatures, they're scriggly. They're really bad. Well, this lady she was on one of these late night shows, and she talked about what she teaches cursive. And she goes, the school system has stopped teaching cursive. And all they do is teach the computer. And you can say, well, yeah, that's technology. And that's what I keep talking about. The K economy. It's coming. It's AI. Yeah, but there's another component, she says to it. It's not a matter of not knowing the technology. She says not knowing cursive doesn't let you think. She goes, because when you do the computer, all you do is punch a button. And nowadays, you can just talk into the computer. I have talking programs. I have I transcribe my videos. When you see my article in the morning, that's from the video the night before. It's transcribed and I edit it. I do a lot of copy editing. The one I did today about the robot peeing, that took me about 7 hours to write. I haven't slept today. I slept 2 hours so far today. I didn't finish that article until 8 o'clock this morning. It takes a lot of work. It's like, 3 hours of video, and I have to go through everything I said. I have to make it, right? I have to write it, right? It's not easy because AI doesn't make it the right way. The point I'm trying to make here is that's the point. AI can't think. When you push a button, it's pushing a button. It's not thinking. It's not making a sentence. It's a machine. It's not what you're saying. It's just putting the jumbled words together. It's called word salad, right? So what this lady is talking about in the show, and I'm going to try to get what she talked about in her book, is that when the schools stopped teaching cursive, not only did they stop teaching how to write, because her story was that when her kid went to the driver's, oh wow, look at all the cops here, right? Look at that, man. There's a ton of cops here. Look at that. All the sheriffs are in town today, man. Don't mess around. Look at all the sheriffs here, huh? Yeah, I know that guy. I've had an argument with him. Cook County Sheriffs. See them all? So, her son went to the driver's license place, right? And she said she had to work with him for a day or two just so he can sign his name on the little line. His signature, because he didn't know, and this is an 18-year-old, he didn't know how to sign his name. Her own son, and I don't know if she's a teacher or whatever she is, consultant and author, her own son could not sign his own name. And I think that's how she started looking into this cursive stuff, right? Don't let it get to you. I don't. I just hit block. I don't care. I could give a rat's ass, man. I'm not. Look. SubX.News is not freedom of the speech. I'm a private company. I'm not FCC. I'm not ABC. I'm not CNN. I don't need to get opposite time. I can say whatever I want. I don't get government money. I don't get no money. The money I do get from Facebook for ads, I don't know what ads they're from, so I can't be biased towards those products. I have no idea where that comes from. So I don't have no bias in what I say. What you're listening to is what I say about what I think and what I see. So I could care less about people, right? And what they think. I get rid of you. That's it. I mean, I'm a private company. I don't need to be nice to somebody. I don't need to do that, right? That's not why I don't do SubX.News to be nice to people. I don't do that. I do it to videotape it. I'll get back to the story about curses. I'll tell you this. While we're on the subject, I started this thing. SubX.News has been around since 2021 because of something that was happening with Substance News. I knew something was going to happen. I predicted it, and that's why I created. SubX.News was created in December of 2021. I worked with Substance News for a long time. I was the editor until the left. I'm left, by the way. Everybody knows that. I'm left. I'm not right. I'm left. The left went against me because the union I worked for fired me, and then when I was trying to build Substance News as my income, they got rid of me as the editor, right? George Schmidt died. He put me in as editor before he died, and then when I was attacking the left, saying they're the ones who are corrupt, they were mostly in education, and we'll talk about that at another time, and that might be part of this story about cursiveness. they pulled the rug from underneath me, and I had a feeling they were going to pull the rug from underneath me because I was doing a lot of the COVID work, and like when we had the COVIDs and the shutdowns, I think it was under the first Trump and the ending of, what was that? That was the ending of Obama time, right? When Obama was coming out and Trump got in that first time, right? He got in there, right? And then Biden got in after Trump. That first Trump, everybody forgets Trump was president before. So then everybody says that, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. He does. He was president before. Don't forget that, right? Trump was president 4 years. Yeah, those MAGAs got short memories too. So they pulled the rug out from me, so I started SubX. And then when I was in downtown, I was doing stuff down here. I noticed the migrants. And I said, you know what? And I've done live feeding before. I've done years and years of live feeding, so that's why I said I don't need you to be my friend, and if you insult me, I erase you, right? I don't need you to be part of what I do. I'm not that kind of a guy, right? I don't need to be nice to people, right? I'm 57, 58 years old. I don't need to make friends anymore. You kind of get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I'm past that of fitting in and being part of the in crowd. I don't need to be part of the in crowd. I don't need that stuff. So I seen these migrants, and I'm like, what the hell are these migrants? They're doing drugs, they're doing prostitution, they're all over. That's when they're I seen them over here on the 1st District Police Station. They were all over. They were messed up. And I think I seen them before. I was doing some other donations with Boy Scouts or Girl Scout cookies. Like, what's this? So then I started videotaping every day the migrants at their police stations. And I said, look at this. They're doing sex. They were having sex I got video of it. They were having sex in front of the 1st District Police Station on a mattress right on State Street. Right there. I got the video. I was like, they're doing sex right there. I got the guys that used to steal, I used to shoot, and used to kill people. I got a couple of guys that used to kill people on my videos too. Yeah, I got all of that. You can look back on, I don't know what I named them. I think I named them each district, police district. I go back now to 2023 maybe? I think that's when I started it. I don't know. Because that's why I do this live feeding. It wasn't even for viewership or whatever. It was just to document what was happening. It wasn't for viewers. I didn't do what I was doing to get views. I did it to put it on the internet and to show what's going on. That's the point, right? That's part of reporting. Everybody understands part of reporting is not who reads your stuff or how many people read your stuff. Part of being a reporter is actually documenting history. See, that's the kind of teacher I had. That's George Smith. Yeah, you can have some viewers. You want people to read your stuff. You want people to, you actuate change and things like that. Be a change agent. But in the end, my background in reporting, the way I was trained by George Smith, my mentor, God rest his soul, is that we document history. That you can look through my videos and you can see things that happen, whether it's what you see here and like right there. There's a car right there. That car right there, the license plate is Z973070. It's a Buick Envision right there. That car right there. See that car there? Now let's say 10 years from now, right? And there's a Cook County Sheriff right in the middle of it. The Cook County Sheriff's plate is S161470. You just seen those two things. Now say 10 years from now, they say that Envision Buick was involved in some kind of a $1 million finding of the dinosaur bones or something. I'm making it up. Oh, you say, oh yeah, we seen that on John's video. That's the historical part of it. Reporters are part of that, right? I don't know how to say this. We don't create history. We are part of history. Is we're recording it, right? That's what I do. So that's my training. My background in journalism is that more heavy based, right? I'm more based in the documentation. Whether I have people watching it, whether I can effectuate change, whether I uncover corruption, those are other things, part of what I do as a reporter. But the main thing I do this for is to record what I see, right? And it becomes part of history or part of a documentation. And that's what reporting is, part of it, if you learn it that way. Some people don't learn it that way. They think it's a show. They think it's a TikTok. Whatever they do, they fly around and they do fake videos and say they're doing things, and then you don't see them doing anything, follow-ups, something like that, right? And you can track my work going back 20 years. I was looking at some of my articles going back 20 years now. I was doing work in the school system. Did work in the union. You can look at some of my stuff. So the point I'm trying to make here is this. I'm not concerned about what people tell me, and then if I erase them off my channel or my live feed, I don't care less, man. You can go do something else. So let's get back to the cursive thing, right? Oh, and let's hear the 4:30 news. Now get back to the cursive story.
Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Lawmakers in Indiana moving forward with their end of a deal to move the Bears to Northwest Indiana. They passed a Senate bill. In a 95-4 vote today, the plan would set up a stadium authority that would and could build a new domed stadium in Hammond near Wolf Lake and then rent it to the Bears with an option to buy. Democratic State Representative Vernon Smith of Gary thanked Speaker Todd Huston for prioritizing the bill.
I sincerely want to thank our Speaker for taking this baby and giving it life. I saw your personal interest in it. I commend you for it, and I thank you for all of Northwest Indiana.
Now lawmakers in Springfield here in Illinois face new pressure to pass a measure that would give the Bears the ability to negotiate long-term property tax rates for the Arlington Heights property. 4:33 now to the State of the Union address tonight. President Trump set to give his first address of his second term tonight. CBS's Natalie Brand reports it comes at a critical time for the president.
He's facing midterms that will determine the balance of power here in Congress, less than 9 months away. And a number of his policies, from trade to immigration enforcement, are facing pushback here in Congress and also in the courts. We can expect to hear the president try to defend his economic agenda, even following that loss at the Supreme Court.
Make sure to tune in tonight at WBBM at 8 to hear the full State of the Union address and the Democratic response by Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger. Savannah Guthrie and her family continue to plead for the public's help to find their mother. Now 24 days into the investigation, her family is upping the ante and offering a $1 million reward for the recovery of their mother, Nancy. The latest from CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti.
Savannah Guthrie is a woman of faith, and when you listen to this video, you get the clear sense that she and her family are losing faith that Nancy Guthrie will be found alive. She said that they are coming to terms with the fact that she could be lost. It marks a transition from a potential search effort to a recovery mission.
The family will also be donating $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children so other families can find their loved ones as well. Parts of the Northeast are still reeling after a record-breaking blizzard. More than 3 feet of snow fell in some cities, with wind gusts topping 80 miles an hour in Massachusetts. Nearly 400,000 homes and businesses in the region still without power. Here's CBS's Michael George in New York City.
New York City recorded its highest total snowfall in almost a decade, with almost 20 inches in some areas, bringing the city to a standstill.
It's a heavier snow than last time, but I feel like the city did a good job.
Tree limbs fell into streets in New Jersey and crashed onto homes in Philadelphia and outside Boston.
Things were so bad that for the first time in its history, the Boston Globe did not release a printed edition today because staff could not safely travel to the printing press. And to Mexico, where Americans are no longer being advised to shelter in place amid an outburst of violence after the killing of a cartel leader. In addition, flights have returned to normal in Guadalajara and Puerto Vallarta, with additional flights planned to help get trapped tourists home. The State Department still has Mexico rated as a level 2 travel advisory, meaning Americans are encouraged to exercise increased caution if you're traveling there. Coming up in a minute, low gas prices, traffic, and weather together. Here it's 4:36.
The world is always changing. Now you can trade on what happens next with Calcium.
So I got to finish that cursive story, right? Now I'll get you that whole report. I'll put it up there, right, on the page. Now I want to finish this off because I like what Holly just put in there. Popularity contest. I'm 58 years old. I don't need to fit in no more. See, people don't understand that. Some people have, like, small brains. They got, like, I don't think people get out of their teenage brain. Some people don't get out of their middle school brain. Some people get stuck, right? Wherever they think they're still the high school cheerleader. Remember Grease? I love that movie. You ever watch Grease with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John? I like that movie, man. Plywood Special. That's where I went to eat after I got married at City Hall. Plywood Special now, right there. I love that restaurant. 312 restaurant. I love Olivia Newton-John. I'm a high school dropout. What's that song? Cheerleader, high school cheerleader. That's a cool song in that. I'm pretty sure that's in Greece. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Barbershop Dropout. Is that the song? Whatever it is. It's a funny one. So, you know, at a certain point in time in our lives, when you start to turn 58, and somebody's telling you you're this, and you smell, and you drink, and you talk like this, and you're a dumbbell, and you start to say, yeah, you know, I have 25-year-old children, man. I'm not into that, man. I'm done with that kind of stuff, right? I mean, like, who are you talking to? It's kind of weird, right? You start to look at some things a different way. I guess maybe when you pass 50, I'm getting close to 60, you start looking at things and like, yeah, that's kind of weird there, man. And then the second part of that is, and I had a good, and I'm still going to get to that cursive story. I had a good friend in my car, Hubert, a really good guy. He used to hunt Ku Klux Klan into Texas. He used to be a lawyer who used to help families, black families, when their families got killed by the Ku Klux Klan in Texas, because they have Ku Klux Klan down there, right? Carl Hubert, look him up. He's in Ghana now. I think he's retired a long time ago. And we used to have a lot of talks. One day I'll tell you some of the things we talked about. He taught me a lot. He goes, John, I don't know how old he was. He might have been already 60 at the time. This was about 10 years ago already. He's close to 70. He might be close to 75 now. He goes, John, I'm so-and-so. I got more years behind me that got ahead of me, and I'm going to do whatever I want. And I ain't going to listen to nobody. And he was the first one that was fired from the teachers union, actually, because he said they were racist. I got all that written up. I'll show you guys that a little later. Right? He filed a complaint that the teachers union, Chicago Teachers Union, was a racist organization. And I got all those documents. You guys don't know nothing about these guys that are running City Hall. They're the worst people in the whole wide world. But they used to tell me that I got more years behind me than I have ahead of me, and I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm not going to have people telling me what I can and can't do. And this is the biggest thing he told me. He goes, I ain't going to have people tell me what I can say. Besides what I can think. Says what I can say, I'm going to say whatever I want. So that's the point I'm trying to get to here with people playing games on my page. This is not your freedom of speech place. This is not your porno place. This ain't your gang banging place. This ain't your rappers. Yeah, we don't get into that rapper bullshit. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not into that rapper. You're a gang banging criminal dope dealing prostitute. I'll call you that. That's the truth, right? Stay off my page with your stuff. Stay off. Go do that somewhere else. If you want to listen to the news, you want to listen to some guy that drives around in his car, looks at things, talks about what he sees, looks at Chicago, maybe we do some crime chasing, right? We'll listen to the radio a little bit later. And fine, you're invited here. But you want to come here, do your porno, weed smoking, and prostitution, then go do that somewhere else. There's plenty of other Facebook pages and Twitters and I don't know what you do, scruffs and grinders and whatever. You could go there and do that stuff. That's okay. I don't mind it. If you like doing that stuff, then go do that. But don't do it on my page. So that's the point about me blocking people, right? I'm too old for that. I don't need to deal with that stuff. So let's get back to the cursive. So basically what she said is this. Her kid, her own kid, when he went to the driver's education class, couldn't sign his name when he got his license. So she had to, 2-3 days before he went there to the test, she had to say that the kid can do his cursive writing, right? To sign his own name. My own kids are the same way. If I tell them to write something or even sign the checks, you can tell they never learned how to do cursive. And I don't even know if they know how to do the block letters either. A, B, C, you know, the block letters. We used to do that in class. You know, they say now that that's a punishment. You can't do lines. Everybody know what lines is? That's how we learned. Remember that? 2 ways. We learned lines and we learned the timetables, which was lines. Remember that? 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. We did that in a line. Then we did the spelling. Remember when we did spelling on the thin sheet? Everybody remembers in grammar school. Remember the spellings? We did that little thin sheet of paper. Remember, I don't know what it was. It was a long sheet. Remember those days? And you had to do the words on that? You remember that? That was lines. That's called lines. Do you know it's against school policy? I don't know if it's in the other school districts. You know, in Chicago, if you do lines, you can get punished and lose your job. Did you know that? Oh, you guys don't know. To see, here's another thing. I've been in the system. I was in the system for 20 years. I actually made rules for the system. I was a field rep above teachers, above the system. And I was a teacher in the system, and I'm still a licensed teacher and administrator in the state of Illinois. I'm going to start teaching you guys what they actually do. Oh, wow, they put a Raising Cane's in here, man. We did the plywood special there yesterday, but that's good. They have a new business there. Look at that. I don't know. A chicken fingers place. I don't know if that's, if you're talking that's that much of a generator in wealth, right? I don't know. I think I'd rather keep the Bears than the chicken finger place. What do you think? Chicken fingers or the Bears? I think we should keep the Bears, right? What do you guys think? Yeah, right? See, I had somebody send me something about this. Somebody who bothers me and says, "Oh yeah, look, we got a chicken finger place. You don't know what you're talking about the economy." Like, yeah, losing the Bears or getting a chicken finger place. I'd rather keep the Bears. So, regarding this cursive stuff, she taught her kid, and he signed his name. But then she realized another thing. It's not only that they can't do the cursive, but they can't use their hands right. They're not even taught how to hold a pencil anymore. You remember those days? You guys, everybody remembers that. Remember we talked about typing yesterday. Remember that? Well, now I'm talking about what we learned about cursive and lines, and we had to repeat it, right? The same thing over and over. It was repetition, right? Yeah, and like I said, it's illegal in most school systems now to do lines. It's called a form of punishment. It's called corporal punishment, psychological punishment. If you make a child do lines, you can get written up. I was a field rep. I had teachers that made people do lines. That's what it's called in education talk. And they were punished for it, that you can't do that. And she goes, well, that's how you learn. They said, no, you don't know more. Wow, look at all those empty spots there. That's not good. I didn't even realize that. Look at that. We're in Fulton Market. That's empty there. I'm going to have to go around. We're going to do a video about that. So that's 2 things wrong with not learning cursive, right? One is you don't know how to do it, right? And second, you can't even learn how to hold a pencil like we used to learn how to hold a pencil, right? We're going to go make a little video here, right? I'll show you guys how I do this stuff, right? Where are we at? We're at Carpenter and Randolph, right? SubX.News. What is it now? 4:45 p.m. February 24th, 2026. Let's see if I can make this turn here. I have to back up here a little bit. But we're in the Fulton Market District, and this just got me by surprise. I'm driving, and I'm doing my Facebook live feed, and we're actually talking about cursive writing and why it's important to learn it, and you know what it did when they removed it from schools. And then I noticed this right here. We're in Fulton Market District. It's 4:46. I always get these weird messages, and especially on Twitter, about I don't know when I'm talking about the economy. You're like, wait up. This is the Fulton Market District. It's 4:46 p.m. They say this is the spot of gentrification and money. But look at this. How many of those parking spaces are empty there? And you're going to say, oh, well, it's 4:45, John. What do you know? Well, isn't this supposed to be the new economic engine here? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Fulton Market District empty. See, and there's more parking spaces empty over there. You see all those surface parking over there? The surface parking empty over there. You start to see here, it's kind of empty around here. And you can say, well, it's not dinner time yet. Yeah, but if it's a busy spot, look, one more time, all of those spaces are empty. Even on this side, their space is empty. So that means this isn't the economic engine that they said. Fulton Market is empty. See that there? It's Fulton Market's fake. I actually have an article. Look at all those spaces empty there. I call it the fake Fulton Market, right? This is all fake here. You see that there? Fake Fulton Market. Fake Fulton Market's empty. 4:45 p.m. February 24, 2026. Look at all those empty parking spaces. This is not an economic engine. It's a fake fraud credit card scheme. There you go. So, back to the cursive talk, right? So 2 things, right? And it's 2 things so far, right? One, they don't know how to do it, which is bad. You lose a skill. They don't know how to do it. Secondly, they can't even do their own writing of their own names, right? They don't know how to do that. But the bigger thing that she talked about, and she got to this when she started studying this stuff, about cursive. Man, there's a whole bunch of other spaces right there. This whole place is abandoned. Jesus Christ! Even the weed shops closed. Look at that. That's the weed joint. Look at that. Even the weed man don't have people. Look at that. The weed place. Look at that. See that there? The weed joint right there. There you go. That'll be the picture for tomorrow's article, maybe. We'll see. There was a murder over there. A guy got stabbed to death in there. But she said this. When you don't learn cursive, you don't know how to think. Because when you learn AI and computers and digital, all you do is punch a button. You push a button. Nowadays, you have talking, right? You got text to speech. But I'm going to get you the whole interview. I think I got it recorded. She did a really good thing. She's a really professional. She looks like a teacher. She's clean. She doesn't have purple hair. She doesn't have tattoos and piercings. She doesn't look strange. I don't want to say nothing about this state rep that they had they probably went to an old white lady and she seen him. He said, get out of here, right? Because the way he looks, he's got all the big, like a Rasta hair, I think he has, like braided, popped up, right? I mean, that's his choice. But some people don't like that look, right? And she said, get out of here, right? And that's the way life is, right? Sorry. I mean, that's what we're trying to say. You can't force somebody to like somebody. And this lady's probably 80-year-old white lady, and she's probably a little racist, or maybe a lot racist. I don't know. I don't know who she is, right? But that's her problem. Let's get back to the cursive. So for the cursive thing, this is what she found out, this lady. When you learn cursive, you learn how to write. You learn how to use your hands. So the motor skills, right? Don't learn that. But the last and most important thing she figured out, when they don't teach cursive, you're not learning how to put your thoughts together. See, when you push a button, when you use AI, when you do all of these fancy little things, it's button pushing. It isn't thinking. You're not thinking. Like when I write my articles, I have to think because the AI messes up my articles. They mess up the words. They mess up the jumbling. Luckily, I read it. I reread it. That's why it takes me 7 or 8 hours some days. In old days, I used to just throw a transcription up there and that was it. I don't look at my old articles. Look at that maniac there. See that maniac there? Look at that. He's ready to get into an accident. You see that maniac there? He's a maniac right there. He's ready to get into an accident. See him there? It's a maniac. Yeah, he's going, I don't know what he's doing here. But what she found out is that the cursive makes you think. It makes you think what? I want to go to school. Well, you have to think of those words ahead of time. You don't punch a button to do that. You have to think about it, and then you have to think how to write it. How do those letters go together? How do the words go together? How does this sentence end? Do you end the sentence with a period, a comma, a semicolon, a colon? Do you add on to it? Look at that guy. You see him going there? That BMW. You see that guy, right? That's a maniac right there. It's a maniac. Probably a stolen car. Should put on the radio. I just want to finish this cursive talk. So, and I'm going to get you this article from this lady. I was on a show that not teaching cursive makes our kids dumb. The reason it makes them dumb is because they can't put the words together. They can't speak properly. They can't form a sentence. They can't form a paragraph. They can't form a page. They can't form an essay. They can't form, this is the main thing she said, they can't form and articulate their thoughts. That's where we're at in our society. We're on TikToks, Twitters, Facebooks, right? You got people insulting me while I'm live feeding. Like, what are you? What's wrong? Are you a mentally ill, retarded person? Are you retarded? What? What's wrong with you? Are you on crack cocaine? Are you on meth? What's wrong with you? Do you sit around on the internet and then when somebody gets live feeding, you start insulting them? What is that? Articulate your position. If you don't like what I say, then say what you don't like what I say and articulate it that way. If you agree with it, you agree with it. If you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. Who cares what it is? This is America. You can do whatever you want, and I can do whatever I want. That's what makes our country different from other countries. I can do what I want. You can do what I want. But the problem this lady said, and she was really sophisticated. You're going to like it. I'm going to put the video up, what she said. I'll make sure I tag this post. She said, the destruction of not teaching cursive wasn't about not being able to write and being the digital age. Look at all these empty parking spaces. See all the empty parking spaces? See them all. Those are parking spaces. They're empty. It's the destruction of how children think and formulate ideas because they don't put words together anymore. That's what she said. And when I've seen that, and I've been an educator for when did I get my teaching license? 24. So I've been an educator 22 years now. I had my license for 22 years, never expired, never lapsed. My license has never expired, it's never lapsed. 22 years now. And I've been doing this 22 years, and I've listened to a lot of people. There's a person, Rosita Chatanda. She does good stuff on Ebonics. She wants to reverse Ebonics. She says, Ebonics destroyed the black people, she said. She's got a whole book on this stuff. It's Dr. Rosita Chatanda. I'm going to get you her book. Good friend of mine. We did the organizing at Operation Push. I've known her almost 20 years now. Good person. Raised all her family down in England. She got all boys, I think. Like 4 or 5 boys, all good. They all are professionals, everything. Because she taught them, what do you call it? The Queen's English, right? Isn't that what they said that? But that's what this lady figured out. That when they took out cursive, not only did they taking out that skill, not only did they take out that they can't use their hands anymore to hold a pencil or a pen, because we used to learn that. Remember? We learned how to use a pencil and a pen. Remember that? That's what lines was. You had to learn that. But the last thing and the most important thing she learned is this. When they took cursive out of schools, they destroyed how young people think, how young people put their words together. So by the time they got to high school, they were illiterate. It's called functional illiteracy. That means they can't put words together. They can't think. And I'm going to be honest, I love my boys. I have all adult sons. They're doing great. They all have jobs. They're doing their thing, right? They have that problem. My kids, my own kids have that problem. We homeschooled them. They went to school. We homeschooled them in the middle there, in the middle years. And then they went to high school. We sent them to middle school and high school because they needed the sports and they needed to socialize. We didn't want them to be weird, right? We sent them, we said, you you're not going to be homeschooled when you're a teenager, man. You need to go learn how to be a teenager in the teenage place, right? We were in our 40s already. We had our kids later in life. Like, I'm not going to, you need to go to school, right? You need to learn how to socialize. It's one of the parts of schooling. Everybody knows that. Not only is schooling to learn things, schooling is to learn how to socialize. So homeschooling is okay. And we did it for some time, but those kids got to learn that socialization skills, right? And working with others and understanding people and assimilating in the situation, problem solving. They have to understand bullying, right? They have to understand all of those things, right? If you don't, then you're going to be some weirdo, right? Walking around with a weird conceptualization of life. Let's get back to cursive. So even my own children have a hard time with writing. And I'm an educator. My wife's pretty smart. She's Asian. Everybody knows that. So she knows all of that fancy. She's Japanese. She knows that fancy stuff. She used to be able to write Japanese. I don't know how she can do it anymore. The calligraphy stuff. She knows how to do that. They do that. That's even harder than in the English language. So both of us are educated, right? We got college degrees, all that fancy stuff. I'm going to show you this, man. Let's check this out. Got encampments here. This guy's got solar panels here. Let me show you this over here. Let's see this over here. How about this? So even my own children have an issue. So imagine the child who doesn't have a support network at home. They become functionally illiterate. So that's the whole story of cursiveness. That it's been removed from the school. I don't know when it got removed. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, maybe. And it's made our children not only not able to write and not able to use their hands properly to write things with their hands. And think about this. What happens when the computer goes out? What happens when you don't have a computer? You know what I do when the computer goes out? I get a notepad and I start writing. I have a notepad. I can do that. I can write notes. I can write a whole I got high school papers that are still written. I have high school papers of mine, a couple of them. Handwritten. All handwritten. Not typed, handwritten papers. When I was a kid, I think we all have those, don't we? We didn't, when in my age, I'm 58, we didn't type, did we? We handwritten them. Remember those days? You had to So think about it, you had to write the whole paper. You can't scratch out. You couldn't remember those days? You couldn't, that's what I'm talking about, putting your words together, and then we're going to get to the 5 o'clock news. You could not have scratch out on the paper. You had to have the thinking of the head. You had to, remember those essay papers we used to write? You can't scratch out and hand it in to the teacher. You'd get an F. You had to have all your words and your sentences formulated and you hand it in. If you made a mistake, you had to tear up the paper, throw it away. Do you see where I'm thinking about? Where you had to formulate your thinking? That's what they destroyed when they took cursive out of schools. All of that stuff that we learned, they call us the boomers. They call us the old people, the geezers. Think about it. How many of those papers, who are people listening to my show right now? And those people who don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know what I'm talking about right now. We had to write papers by hand, the whole paper. 5 o'clock news. Let's listen to that.
They described the state of the country. If they could give the address tonight, most Americans would use the word divided. Republicans are more optimistic. CBS's Olivia Rinaldi.
What the president will be delivering tonight not only allows him to reset how Americans may feel about him, his handling of the economy and immigration, but gives those talking points to Republicans on Capitol Hill, what they can bring back to their districts to talk about how they feel this administration is doing and allow them to give themselves a winning argument for 2026.
Expected at tonight's State of the Union address, the Olympic gold medal winning USA men's hockey team. The Air Force confirms that members of the team flew on a C-32 aircraft at the request of President Trump. At least 4 people are dead after a mass stabbing outside of a home near Tacoma, Washington. CBS's Allison Keyes.
The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says deputies were on the scene minutes after the stabbing was reported and that the suspect and 3 others were dead at the scene and a 4th person died on the way to the hospital. Officials say there was a no-contact order against the 32-year-old suspect, but it had not yet been served prior to the attack.
Savannah Guthrie says her family is offering a reward of up to $1 million for the recovery of their mother, Nancy. Guthrie says the family understands that their mother may not be alive, but are holding on to hope.
Every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony.
Sources close to the investigation tell CBS News DNA recovered from inside Nancy Guthrie's house may not provide enough evidence to help identify suspects. An American Airlines 737 MAX 8 that flew from Miami to Medellin, Colombia Sunday evening was later found with an apparent bullet hole in the right-wing aileron. American Airlines says there were no injuries and a temporary fix was made so that the plane could return to the U.S. with passengers and for more repairs. The CIA is looking for informants in Iran. CBS's Candy McCormick.
As President Trump weighs potential military strikes, the CIA has posted a message on X, YouTube, and Instagram with instructions in Farsi on how to safely contact U.S. intelligence. The post racked up millions of views in just a few hours. More U.S. talks with Iran on its nuclear program are expected to take place later this week.
This is CBS News.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth. 48 Hours, Saturday on CBS and streaming on
There you go. He got a tent there. He's got a table and everything, right? What is that there?
News, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 1059 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
See that there?
5:03 Tuesday.
We're on what? California.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us and tuning in today. I'm Lisa Fielding with 37 degrees. Winds out of the southwest now, gusting at 26 miles an hour. A couple more seasonal days before we have a break from the winter for one day at least. Temperatures in the 60s, maybe on Friday. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 5:15. But first at 5, a Cook County judge ordered the city of Chicago to refund drivers more than $100 million for parking tickets and other violations over the past decade. The ruling comes in a class action lawsuit filed by several drivers who said they were sometimes charged up to $400 for a single parking ticket. Attorney J.C. Zolna says the extent to which the city overcharged drivers is shocking.
Not only did they increase the price of these tickets, but they aggressively enforced it to the point where some people were getting, I know at least one of our plaintiffs got two tickets in the same day. So now you're not talking about $400. You're talking about maybe $1,600, $2,000, $2,500 liability that's just dropped on your lap. And most people just can't afford to pay those.
City attorneys say they are considering an appeal of Sullivan's ruling. 2 Northwest suburban daycare workers facing multiple charges after allegedly abusing children while at work.
2 teachers out of Mother's Touch Daycare in Des Plaines are whom police say physically abused children, even using water spray bottles as punishment. Jessica Murillo, 36, of Morton Grove, was hit with 3 counts of aggravated battery and 12 misdemeanor counts of battery after police say video evidence showed her hitting a child in the face with a notebook and allegedly even dragging a 4-year-old boy across the floor with his foot, allegedly causing his head to hit the ground. Isabella Thompson, 23, of Chicago, was charged with 4 misdemeanor counts of battery. Des Plaines police say the abuse happened to 7 boys ages between 4 and 5 years old back in November of 2025. Glenn Marshall, News Radio 1059, WBBM.
Still lingering questions after Illinois lawmakers take one step closer to moving the Chicago Bears to Hammond. If the team moves to Northwest Indiana, how much will it cost taxpayers? Well, that remains unclear.
It would be millions, according to the state's nonpartisan Legislative Services Agency, and would grow over time. Under the legislation, bonds would be used to build a stadium, and a number of taxes on food, beverages, hotels, events, income, and road tolls, among others, could be used to make the annual payments. That's according to reporting by the Indiana Capital Chronicle. It notes that the House Speaker, Todd Houston, said last week as much as $1 billion in public funding could be involved. Mike Krauser, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Congressional candidate sharing some details of an encounter he had on Chicago's north side that says left him stunned.
That's Chicago State Senate Democrat Mike Simmons, who's black, on video talking to a white woman inside a multi-unit building in Buena Park. He says he and his team were out knocking doors in his run for the 9th District congressional primary on Friday when he claims she asked him to leave, asked everyone for ID, and then called police. police. Here's part of a video he posted to social media afterward.
When the police showed up, I communicated to the police that what she was doing by calling the police is against the law and it is potentially a hate crime.
And he knows that, he told the woman, because he passed the law in 2021.
I would expect more of my neighbors, but you take care of it.
He's one of 15 Democrats running to succeed retiring Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky. A Chicago police spokesperson could not confirm the senator's account. We're on the north side. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
50-year-old man charged. He's accused of breaking into an Arlington Heights home while the owners were present and fired a gun. The Daily Herald reports that Alexander Pacino has been charged with home invasion and aggravated discharge of a firearm stemming from a 7.5-hour standoff last Thursday. If convicted, he faces up to 30 years in prison. He is awaiting trial behind bars. Northwestern University scientists find that we may be able to influence our dreams and use them for problem solving.
The study was conducted by Northwestern neuroscientists and recruited 20 people who had experiences with lucid dreaming, the state of being aware of dreaming when they are dreaming. Researchers used a method known as targeted memory reactivation and found that 75% of participants experienced dreams that included ideas from unsolved puzzles they were shown earlier. Researchers say the results validate the possibility of influencing dreams. They also offer a crucial step to support the theory that dreams and REM sleep can help individuals come up with creative solutions to a problem. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
It's 5:08. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. How are the roads moving tonight, Neil?
Up on the 8094 side here in northwest Indiana, eastbound traffic now jamming up from Torrance to Indianapolis Boulevard. So getting into Indiana, you have.
So you're watching this is not
to avoid the delay.
I'm gonna double check where I'm at. I'm pretty sure I'm at California Lake. You're looking at a tent city there. Those are drug tents and porno tents. They do sex in those tents. I ain't a homeless then.
A vehicle that went into a house.
You guys got
Cicero Avenue or 16th Street to avoid the busy area.
You guys got solar panels, I'll show you, right?
There. On the Edens Expressway coming in, you're at 37 to the Kennedy from Lake Cook Road. Traffic is heavy past the Spur Ranch to Old Orchard, and then a delay from Dempster.
On Lake in California, that's what you're watching.
On the Kennedy out 23 to Montrose.
Right there, you're watching tents right on your street there.
48 to drive in. Eisenhower getting out to Mannheim at 42, an hour drive to the Jane Addams. Inbound from I-90 an hour 5, 40 to make it in from Mannheim. On the Stevenson outbound, 43 to the Tri-State, 55 if you're headed out to the Veterans Tollway. Coming in from 355, 45 minutes, 32 in from the Tri-State. Heavy on the Dan Ryan outbound from the Janeburg interchange before 18th. And then another backup picks up from Pershing to the split. 35 outbound, 20 to drive in. Your backup inbound starts at the
SubX.News, 5:09 p.m. We're at California Lake. Just to show you how far we're going down as a city. See that guy there? He lives there. There's another tent. Those are porno drug tents. They do prostitution, they sell drugs, they do all kinds of things out of those places. You see that there? And they're allowed to do that. See that there? That's our city, man. They let you camp wherever you want. Those are illegal under the building code. You can't be living in a tent. There's a reason for it, because they're dangerous. They don't have a fire code, right? We have fire codes in our city, but I guess the city don't enforce the fire code out here on the west side. I don't know how you can live like that in the city of Chicago. Those domiciles are illegal, right? But hey, we got an illegal mayor, right? He does whatever he wants to. Steals our money. SubX.News, 510. There you go. California and Lake. Illegal housing. Illegal tent housing here. There you go, man. The guy's even got, I want to show you, I want to videotape this for you guys on this side. Let me show you this. See that there? He's even got solar panels there. You see that there? So it's his domicile. You see that there? There you go. See that there? It ain't temporary. That's permanent. See that there? So the city knows about that. There you go. SubX.News. Here, let me show you guys this on the live feed here. I don't know if you see that there. Here, see that there? It's got solar panels there. You see that there? That ain't a temporary housing. He's permanent there, which is illegal in the city of Chicago. That's an illegal structure. You can't live in a tent in the city of Chicago. It's like the migrant Let me put it in park. It's like the migrant peddling using children. It's illegal to exploit you. So what we have here is we have a government that doesn't enforce the law. It gives $200 million worth of illegal tickets to its law-abiding citizens, right? But when you have a guy that's living illegally, that's an illegal domicile. That's what it's called, illegal domicile. He doesn't do nothing to him. Do you understand how this works? So we have a government that protects the criminal, allows criminality, but then when you have a car in front of your house, like you heard on the radio, they gave them 2 tickets in one day. You know, I got 2 tickets in one day once in front of my own home, and it was an illegal ticket. They do the same thing everywhere. There you go. It's right in front of him. That's an illegal domicile. You see that there? There you go. SubX.News. Yeah, that's what we do here. Let me put that on my Twitter account here. Those of you guys watching on Twitter, so you see there, we're at California and Lake. See that illegal domicile? There you go. Yeah, that's what you got. You telling me that the city don't know that's going on? Come on, man. You're a joke, right? There you go. SubX.News. Yeah, we do all kinds of things on this show. That's why I get attacked. That's why people come after me, because I show what's going on. I show prostitution, I show drug dealing, I show corruption, and this is what? That is corruption by the government. That guy doing what he's doing there. If he can get away with it, he's going to do it. But who lets him do it? The city does it. So when I get attacked, it's not about that guy living there. It's that I'm going after the government. Everybody understands that? When people attack me, most of it is the people who work for the government. They work with or are part of the teachers union. They're part of Brandon Johnson's administration. I'm showing corruption, so they go after him. There's a little part of it where it's the gangs and the drug dealers. And I don't have that much trouble with them. You know, they threaten me to kill me or whatever they do once in a while, and whatever. We deal with it one way or another, right? They have to make a choice, right? When someone threatens me, they have to make a decision. Do they want to continue on with an act of violence? And that's a personal decision that someone has to always make, because when you do engage in violence, it doesn't guarantee you an outcome. It's 2 people. Violence doesn't have the outcome sometimes that you think it might have. You kind of get where I'm going with that one there? So I always let people to make that choice for themselves. I don't like to engage in violence. I'm too old for that. I've done that stuff. I've been there. I don't want to deal with that stuff. I have other things that I want to work on in my lifetime, right? And you want to engage in violence and play games, then that's okay with me. But just remember, a thing about violence, why it's something that you don't want to do, even like wars. You see Ukraine and stuff, right? It's 4 years now? It might not have the outcome. You would think the Ukraine war should be over with by now, right? Because Russia is big, Ukraine's small, they lose. No, they're not. Look at us in Vietnam. We were supposed to win Vietnam. We didn't win, did we? Did we win Iraq? We didn't win Iraq. Did we win Afghanistan? We didn't win Afghanistan. Even though we're the stronger people, we've got muscles, we got all the weapons. Yeah, we won a little bit of Venezuela, but technically the communists are still in charge in Venezuela. The only thing that's different on Venezuela is I know what happened. Trump said, "You're next. You do what we say or you're next." So that's how he did Venezuela. He didn't wipe out the whole government. They still got communism in Venezuela to this day. They didn't change the country in Venezuela. They got communism now. So Trump's a little different, right? But the point I'm trying to make is you can't predict what happens when you engage in violence. So I always say that, right? People think they do, and they're tough, and they're all of this, but yeah, that's not how life works, you know what I mean? Illegal domicile, California and Lake Street, about 5 p.m., February 24th, 2026. How come the city don't enforce the building codes and illegal living on land in unsafe conditions? There we go. Let's post that video there.
There's not much help for QB-needy teams in this draft, and most of the free agents are either very old or injured, making the 25-year-old agent extra attractive this spring. Covering the Bears with Great News Radio.
Frequency mode. Basketball. The Bulls are 0 for February. Yes, they have not won yet this month. We'll see if they can break their 9-game skid tonight at home against Charlotte. Former Bull Kobe White will make his Hornets debut against his old teammates tonight as he's coming back from a left calf strain. He, of course, was dealt to the Hornets at the deadline. You can listen to the game on our sister station, 104.3 The Score. Final in Mesa, the Cubs beat San Diego 6-5 in spring training baseball. Shota Imanaga with 2 scoreless. He did give up 3 hits. The White Sox and Mariners in a slugfest. It's 11-10. In the 7th inning, Anthony Kay started. He's long gone, but he lasted 2 innings and gave up 1 run and 1 hit. College buckets this evening. Notre Dame hosts #1 Duke. You also have the Wildcats in action, Northwestern at Indiana. NIU visits Toledo while UIC entertains Bradley. Hockey, the Blackhawks get back on the ice Thursday in Nashville.
Traffic heavier than normal in the Lawndale neighborhood near Cermak and Costner. A crash involving a vehicle that went into a house. This following a police chase. Stay away from the area if you can.
Cermak and Costner. Let's go, right?
16th Street. We appreciate the information from you, Mike. On the WBBM Mercedes-Benz of Hoffman Estates traffic tip line at 855-780 Road. On the Eads coming inbound, you're about 37 to the Kennedy.
Cermak and Costner. Sound like that's where we're going to head, right?
Avenue. On the Kennedy out, 24 to Montrose, the same pace. In the express lanes, 42 to O'Hare and 50 to drive in from O'Hare into downtown. Heavy on the outbound side of 290 from Ashland to 25th Avenue. A 40-minute trip to Mannheim in just about an hour to the Jane Addams Tollway. Delays coming
Car
in from
crashed into a house.
355 north to Harlem and Costner in. An hour 5 from I-90 into downtown. 40 minutes in from Mannheim. On the Stevenson, getting out to Cicero Avenue if you're heading out toward Midway Airport. 34 to the exit there at Cicero. 43 to the 55 if you're headed to the Veterans Tollway. You have Southside, the Dan line 32 out.
Cermak and Costner. Car crashed into a house.
7387 Adam and Boy. 37 event number for a platform check. Blue line at Cumberland.
Yeah, that's going to give you 08916.
7386 Adam.
7386 Adam.
Can I get a number, red line, Jackson, please?
Yep, it is 08922. 7383 Davis. Can I get a number for 47 for the red, please? Yep, that is 08925.
Marine 3, Citywide 1.
Marine 3, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Main branch, please.
All right, main branch will give you 08927. 08927.
10-4, thank you.
All right.
That's the live feed. That's what you're listening to there. That's the live feed radio. That's not recorded. We're going to take Cicero down because Costner's in back of us, right? K-Town, right? Is it back of us or in front of us, Costner? I don't know. I don't remember it. There you go. They're doing drugs right there. See them doing drugs? They were all jacked up. They were doing the bends there. Did you see that? Right, Cicero and Lake, drug spot. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, I just did, so. put on some past radio calls and maybe we'll get to what we missed. Maybe there's some shootings. I don't know, right? We'll see what's going on here. And then 5:30, we listen to the local news, right?
Foods that support natural detoxification. Drinking plenty of water, eating fiber-rich foods, and limiting processed food helps your body function efficiently. Rather than looking for a quick fix, a balanced diet is the best way to support long-term health. For more information, go to loyolamedicine.org/blog. I'm Dr. Tamaja Jordan for News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
When you're hiring,
Let's see what's on the radio calls, on what we missed in crime, huh?
it seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. That place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.
See what we're missing in crime. We're gonna go check out this car that crashed into the house down here. We're at Cicero and Madison. Oh man, they got cops right there. Look at that. There you go, man. I might have something going on right here. There's something going on right there. There you go, man. There's police activity right there. Right in front of us. See that there? Cicero and Madison, 5:23 p.m. There you go. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening here, man. Holy cow, man. What do we get into here? See all the cop action here? There's a bunch of stuff happening right here. I don't know what they're doing here. They're doing something here. I don't know what they're doing here. Look at that. There's a whole bunch of squads, man, doing all kinds of stuff here. See that there? We're going to stick around here. We're going to go see what they're doing here. Right? They're chasing somebody or doing something here. We're on Madison and Pulaski, not Cicero. Sorry, Madison and Pulaski. That's where we're at. Sorry, I misspoke earlier. And they're looking for somebody here. There you go. SubX.News. They're looking for somebody. It's 510. There you go. California.
733
Illegal 10,000. There you go, man. The guys even got, I want to show you. I want to videotape this for you guys on this side.
Yep, it is 08959.
And they're looking for somebody here, right there. They're searching for somebody. We're on the west side. They're doing all kinds of donuts and everything out here. You see that there? Yeah, they're chasing somebody right there. They're going into that store right here. See that there? SubX.News. They're going into that Level store right there. They're looking for somebody right there. We just seen something breaking, man. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Fuck you. There's fucking police activity here. There's police activity, man. I don't know what the fuck you want to do. Go. Everybody's beeping their horns. See that there? There's police activity. I don't know what you want to do. There's police activity here. Fuck you. There's police activity.
7383.
These people are wacky out here. Look at that. There you go. Police activity out there. They're chasing somebody, man. SubX.News. West side, west side.
08978. You okay? Yes, Charlie, I need it.
You just seen it unfolding right in front of us, right? SubX.News, west side of Chicago, 5:25 p.m. SubX.News. We just seen cops. They're doing donuts and circles over here on Madison Avenue. They went into the Levels store here on West Madison. We're out by Madison and Pulaski. You see the police officers there? They were going into that store right there.
738.
Into that it's Levels or whatever it is, right? And there you go.
Get a red line Howard Station event, pretty please.
There you go, right? They're looking for somebody. They were doing all kinds of U-turns in the middle of the streets. Something's going on here. You see that there? There you go, man. They're all chasing somebody right now. We're gonna see what's going on here, right? There you go. SubX.News on the spot reporting. We're heading down to a car big crash down on Costner and Cermak, but this unfolded right in front of our eyes here on Pulaski and Madison. They started doing circles and everything. There you go. They went into that store right there. That's actually what they did. All right. There you go. SubX.News. SubX.Neuz live. We're going to go see what they're going in back of us here, man.
Can you log 64074 out of vehicle 8112, please?
Let's see what these guys are doing. They're searching for somebody is what they're doing. You see that there? I don't know what they're doing. They're looking for somebody, that's for sure. SubX.News. West Side, Pulaski, and Madison. That's what happens when you watch us live. Things happen real quick. It happened right in front of us, didn't it? All right, we're going to keep going down where we're going down to, right? And they're looking for somebody. There you go, right? There's two of the squad cars right there. They're looking for somebody. Yeah, see? They're looking for somebody right there. There you go, man. They're looking for somebody. You see that there? We gonna stay up here, or we gonna go down and see that car accident, right? Let's see what they're doing over here, right? They're looking for somebody here. SubX.News on the spot reporting. We're at Pulaski and Madison. There's a whole bunch of police activity gonna happen really quick here. The squads in front of us, they're looking for somebody. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know what they're doing. And we got a police radio. But we're off of that zone. We're on the citywide zone on our radio. You see that there? Looks like somebody went into the Levels building over there. We're at Madison and Pulaski right now. There you go. SubX.News live. That's what happens when you do this type of stuff. It happens right in front of you. We'll turn down Madison. Maybe we'll follow these guys, see what they're doing here a little bit. I don't see them down by Springfield. I don't see them on the other way, so we'll go see what's going on, and then we're going to go back. We're going to go to where we were going. We're going by Cermak and Costner. We're going to go check out a car crash, and they're looking for somebody. You see that there? They're hot and heavy, man. They're over there. They just turned down on Washington right there. See that there? But we're going to go see what they're doing over there, huh? Definitely something going on here. SubX.News, there you go.
Can I get your phone number for your center tonight?
Yes, sir. It is 08098. 08098.
Let's go see what's going on, everybody, right? So we're still looking around what's going on here with these police, right? Man, look at that, how messy it is there. Look at that. You got these aldermen putting up their vote for me signs, and it looks so dirty, man. I don't know how you can vote for a guy like that or a woman like that when they don't even take care of the basic stuff, you know what I mean? West Side. We're on Washington now. We're going east on Washington to Hamlin. We'll see what's going on here. If this doesn't pan out, then we're going to go down and see that there's a car crash down on Cermak, right, in Costner. All right, Citizen app. If I see anything, I'll put you guys back on. There we go. I had it on Citizen app, right? I don't know where these guys are. We'll see. Maybe they turned again and went towards Springfield. Maybe we'll go see that, right? We'll make one turn and one more turn. Maybe we'll go make a loop to Pulaski. Madison and Pulaski, police activity out here. I don't know what they're looking for, but there's a bunch of squads with their lights on. About 5:20 p.m. February 24th, 2026. You got a cruiser right there, huh? I call this Death Row. Springfield and Madison. Death Row. Don't fool around here, man. That's a bad block right there. And we'll go back to listening to the radio calls, right? All right, let's go down to wherever we're going down to. All right? We come back up here later if we need to, right? Radio calls, right? Let's go back. It's 5:30. We'll go back, to maybe 5 or so. Let's listen to what's going on the radio, right?
47 in the red, please. Okay, that is 08480.
I bet you if I sit on this corner, just sit there, I bet you I see crimes. I bet you I do.
David, can I get a number for 47 in the red? Pager David, that is 08524. Citywide battery of progress. I got you. 83 David. I don't know what I said. 83 David, I got you.
I need another ETAG number for the rail line of Roosevelt.
Did I get a Howard? That is 09065. Yep, that is 08527. Thank you. Yep. 387 out. 787 out. 795 Charlie. Yep, that is 08538. 7383 David. 783 David. Yep, Squad 90, you've been over for Chicago Airlines, platform. Yep, that is 08540. 383 Adam. 7386 Adam. 95 red lower. Yep, it's 09078.
Years. Justice Clarence Thomas said in part that the federal law generally shields the post office from lawsuits over missing, lost, and undelivered mail, including the intentional non-delivery of mail. CIA offering some help to potential informants in Iran. As President Trump weighs potential military strikes, the CIA has posted a message on X, YouTube, and Instagram with instructions in Farsi on how to safely contact U.S. intelligence. The post racked up millions of views in just a few hours. More U.S. talks with Iran on its nuclear program are expected to take place later this week. The CIA's social media post follows similar videos in the past in Farsi, Russian, Korean, and Mandarin. The agency has not said if earlier recruitment videos have resulted in any tips or news sources. Coming up in a minute, low gas prices, traffic, and weather together. It's 5:36.
The world is always changing. Now you can trade on what happens.
Number for lunch at 2020 West Ogden. All right, that is 09085. 73868. Could I get a Howard Red Line platform check? And that pretty please. Yep, it is 09092. Thank you. Yep. 7394 Charlie. 79 for Charlie. Yeah, can you clear us so I can log in? Oh, sure. Try it out.
Those boys are gonna go do something there. That looks like a dangerous car there, don't it? I don't think I want to mess with those guys there. That's an old-fashioned, what is that, a Buick or a Cutlass? Buick Cutlass, aren't they the same? They're laying low, driving, no plates. You see that there? They're going to go do something tonight, those guys right there. They're going to go kill somebody, most likely. Right there, right in front of us. That's an ambulance there. You want me messing with those guys right there. We're going south. Well, supposedly there's an accident. A car ran into a house over here, so we're going to go take a look at it, see what's going on here. What's going on with the radio calls? Why did it go off? Let's go back a little bit. What is it, 5:30? Go back to 5 maybe, get about a half hour of the back radio call, see if we missed anything. Can't go back too much. We'll start right here, right? We'll start in about 4:48.
7388, boy. Shows hiding the bus, blue line, going eastbound from Pulaski. 7889 is the car number.
Okay, you said bus. I just want to confirm you're on the train, right?
10-4 squad.
Okay. Just checking. All right, that's going to be 08651. 08651.
7394 Charlie.
7-9 for Charlie.
Can we get a check at the State and Lake Red Line, please?
Yep, that is 08657.
733, boy.
733, boy.
Take it 1 for 7 out of the red.
Yeah, that's 08680.
7388 Charlie.
7388 Charlie.
Yeah, the blue line Clinton.
Yep, that is 08695.
Chicago Wind Twitter Radio assignment, 1700 hours since 24th February 2026. Chicago Wind Radio is clear.
So we're 39 minutes
Edward.
behind.
733 Edward.
Event number for 32 Red Line, please.
Yep.
7387 Charlie and Davis.
Go ahead, 87 Charlie.
Can you show someone channel here?
7387 Adam.
787.
Please get an event number for a
7383 Frank.
Units in 4 and citywide, we have a person with a knife, 8203 South Shore Drive. Grandmother is calling. She needs her grandsons removed. They're walking around with knives and not listening, domestic related. The children are 13 and 14 years old that we're looking for. Nothing further. Zone 8, District 4, clear.
Grandma wants grandkids gone.
Get a person with a gun. Again, 5149 Marshfield. Emily says she was just physically assaulted by an unknown male. Shelter believe he's armed with a gun. Complaint be waiting nearby. We watch for police. No valid callback number. Zone 13. 59 station clear.
Surmac, which way is Costner?
411 and citywide, we have a criminal trespass in progress, 7900 East in Avenue. Several people are trespassing inside the Regal Theater, known to steal fixtures inside. 7900 Southeast in. Nothing further. District 4, Zone 8, clear.
PH2 Citywide.
PH2, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We'll be on City 185 for the mission.
Alright.
We're going to Cermak and Costner. Supposed to be a car into a house over here somewhere.
7373.
Let me get an event for 65 in the red, please.
Yep, that's 08843.
3326.
3326.
Oh, my talking 31 down at Unit, sir.
That's for it.
717. Can you also hold me down at United Center?
10-4.
7394, boy.
7 Alpha, boy.
Let me get a red light check at State Lake, please.
Yep, that's 08866.
Boy.
Looks like they took the car there with a tow
One of that
truck.
number for Market Lake, please.
Yep, that is 08878.
383 Charlie.
78 Charlie.
Montag, 2621 West 59th Street.
Alrighty, that is 08881.
Princeton 7 Citywide, South of Progress, 69 in Ashland, 69 Ashland. So male black wearing a black jacket. He's going to be inside the corner store threatening staff. 7th District, 6 way. 7387 Adams and Boyd.
787 Adam.
67 event number for a platform check.
That's cop activity right over there. You got somebody living in the bus stop there. How about that?
Give you 08916.
7386 Adam.
7386 Adam.
Squad, can I get a number, red line, Jackson, please?
There you go, man.
Yep, that is 089.
You gotta see it right on your phones, right?
7383 David. Can I get a number for 47 in the red, please?
Yep, that is 08925.
Marine 3, Citywide.
Marine 3, good afternoon.
There you go, man.
Good afternoon. Main branch, please.
Alright, main branch will give you 08927. 08927.
10-4, thank you. Alright. 733 Adam.
733 Adam.
Take a number, please, on the upper 97.
Yep, that is 089.
We're at Costner and Cermak. There you go. Ain't helping the homeless out, are they? 3 years in power. There you go. See that there? There you go, man. It's a bus stop there. So where do the people sit that need to go on to CTA, right? Yeah. There you go.
Alright, 10-4.
There you go, Costner and Cermak.
08978. You okay? 89.
We're at Costner and Cermak. There you go. Ain't helping the homeless out, are they? That's the video, right? I'm posting. There's supposed to be a car crash somewhere. Let's go take a look, right? See what we see here, right? Oh, that's a nice house there. That's a duplex there. That's nice there. So the city don't enforce nothing. So the guy don't have a home and the people who ride in the CTA don't got a place to sit. And who keeps collecting a check? 5:45 p.m. February 24th, 2026. Costner and Cermak.
Homeland Security check North Branch, please.
Okay, North Branch is 09191. 09191.
10-4, thank you.
7372.
Number for 63 in the red.
Yep, that is 09196.
Everyone's disenfranchised except the city that's still collecting the taxes. Where am I at? Is this a project over here or something? doing no work. This a project there that I'm at? I don't even know where the heck I'm at. It looks like projects here, some kind of project. See that there? I don't even know where I'm at. I've never been back here. I've never been back here. That looks like there might be some stolen cars there, but that looks like some kind of projects there. Where the heck am I at? I don't know. I have no clue where I'm at right now. I just walked up. I just drove up on some new place here, huh? I don't even know. Is this a dangerous area here? It might be, right? I better watch out. He might shoot my ass back here, right? You know, people shoot at people when they're in wrong places, right?
Yep, it's 09213.
You can't get out that way, right? And we're still looking for that car crash into the house here. That looks like some projects there, don't they? I don't even know what these projects are. Anybody know what these projects are over here? I'm right off of Costner here, and maybe 14th. I'm at 14th and Costner. I don't know what the heck I am, man. I don't know where I'm at right now. I want you guys to figure it out for me, right? I'll turn around so you guys can see where I'm at. This is some senior home here. That's Costner right there. I'll turn around so you guys see where I'm at, right? There's an alley right here. I have no clue where I'm at. I'll turn on the radio calls. Maybe we'll figure out what happened to that car crash. Those are projects right there. And then we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll do a Google search right now. Let's see what happened to the radio calls. Let's go back about a half hour. Oh, 3 o'clock. That's too far back. Where we at? 5:47. We'll go back to 5 o'clock, maybe 5:20. We'll go back around. How about we go right here and let's listen to the radio call.
7387 Adam.
787.
Please get an event number for a platform check blue line at Roosevelt or Rosemont.
All right, that is 08775.
7383 Frank.
78 Frank.
Let's get an event number for the green line.
Roosevelt.
10-4.
All right, that is 08784.
10-4.
Units in 4 and Citywide, we have a person with a knife, 8203 South Shore Drive. Grandmother is calling. She needs her grandsons removed. They're walking around with knives and not listening, domestic related. The children are 13 and 14 years old that we're looking for. Nothing further. Zone 8, District 4, clear.
All right, so we heard that one, so we're on the right track.
Get a person with a gun, again, 5149 March.
Let's check out what projects these are, right?
He was assaulted by an unknown male. She also believes he's armed with a gun. Plane be waiting nearby. We watch for police. No valid callback number. Zone 13. This is Mass Station clear.
411 and Citywide, we have a criminal trespass in progress.
We're at Costner and Cermak. There you go.
Avenue. Several people are trespassing inside the Regal Theater, known to steal fixtures inside. 7900 Southeast End. Nothing further. District 4, Zone 8, clear.
89.
Yes, to Citywide.
I'll show you where I'm at.
Represent. We'll be on Citywide 885 for the mission.
All right.
7373.
7373.
Let's get an event for 69 in the red, please.
I've never been around here.
43.
See, that's what I mean.
3326.
I do this stuff. I've lived in the city all my life. I've lived in the city. I'm telling you right now, and I don't know where that's at. So I can't get there. It's one way. We'll have to go down over there. That's 18th Street.
7394, boy.
Weren't we here the other day? I was driving around here the other day, wasn't I? When the cops pulled me over here, I went down the wrong way, I think. Over there, though. We're at 18th Street. Yeah, I've never been around here.
7386 boy.
7386 boy.
One of that number for Clark and Lake, please.
I don't even know where I'm at. What park is in front of me? That's a park or something. Man, where am I at? I've never been here. This is a wild spot. Yeah, that's the building I was at over there. Remember? That's the building I took a video of last week. This is wild over here. What is this over here, man? This is crazy. Look at that. Is that a woods over there or something? Oh, there's a guy right in back of me, man. There's people right around here, man. There's all kinds of weird stuff out here. We're going to go over here. We're going to take a break over here. Oh, there's a guy right in back of me. I don't like that. We're going to go right in here. If he comes in here, we're going to have to take care of it. I don't even know where I'm at. Where am I at? Does anybody know where I'm at? I have no clue where I'm at right now.
08916.
I'm in North Lawndale. I know that. I was over there last week. That was 16th Street. We were at 18th Street right now.
Can I get a number, red line, Jackson, please?
Yep, it is 08922.
7383 David. Can I get a number for 47 the red, please?
Like I said, I drive around. I end up in places I've never been to. This. I've been to that place last week when I was doing the bike lane video. Remember the bike lane? I said it's all abandoned here. Well, this is south of there. This is North Lawndale. That's where we're at right now. We're gonna see what these projects are over here, right?
We'll give you 08927. 08927.
I should probably watch out, right? I probably shouldn't do this, right? This is probably a really rough area right here. I'm gonna check on my map what this is.
Yep, that is 08959.
Officer shot, 94th and Ashland.
Charlie?
Charlie?
7388 Charlie, sorry spot. Can we get a event number for a disturbance, Illinois, medical influence?
All right, 10-4, 08978. 08978. You okay?
Yes, Charlie, I need it here.
10-4.
About 3:45, an officer was shot on 94th and Ashland.
Today, give a red line Howard Station event, pretty please.
Yep, 08988.
Thank you.
6408 Charlie.
6408 Charlie.
Can you log 6407 boy out of vehicle 8112, please?
Sure. Try now.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
7383 boy.
783 boy.
Can I get one for 79 on red?
Yep, 08994.
All right, let's go see what this is. We didn't see that car crash into the house, did we? So somebody got shot, a security guard in the chest, down on 94th and Ashland. We're far from there, so we ain't going to make it out. 2 hours ago, by the way. So this is some kind of projects here. Let me tell you where we're at. I have no clue where I'm at. We're at 18th and Kildare over here. And I don't know, man. I've never been in this area here. I don't know. This is some kind of church here. See that there? See that there? Those are projects over there. 18th and Kildare. Where am I at? Anybody know? Is this a safe name? Man, look at that. The whole street's empty. We're going to go over there soon. Next. It's all empty. This is all gentrification stuff here. They're chasing everybody out of here. We're going to go see. What is this? Man, I've never been down here. What is this? Projects over here? Or what is this? Looks like projects, don't it? What is this? Anybody know this area or what? 18th and Kildare. What's this area? Anybody know? Yeah, what is this area? Is this that looks like projects on that side, don't it? Right there on that side. See that there? That looks like some kind of housing projects over there. I don't see no signs though. It might just be, I don't know, if someone got the LaShawn Ford on there. You know, he got convicted for not paying his taxes on campaign donations or misusing his campaign donations. You know that, right? He's convicted by the IRS. So, I mean, that don't disqualify him, but. So we're at 19th and Kildare here. Yeah, I've been here. There's a whole video on the guys on this strip here. This is wild here. What is this? This should be old train grade here. Oh man, you can't get out of here. Look at that. You get all there's the projects right there. You see that there? And there you go. They're right in front of us. I don't know. I better pay attention right now. I'm sorry. I might have to pay attention, okay?
Here's a night citywide Kenner person with a knife, 1120.
I don't know where I don't even know if I should be going back here. This is probably not a good idea. I'll tell you that. Oh, man, I hit the wrong button here. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't like to show my face. Sorry. I don't like to show my face. All right. If something happens, call the cops for me, all right? Something bad happens, call the cops. 18 didn't kill there, okay? That's where I'm at. I have no idea. Oh, man, you can't. You're stuck here, man. And this is you can get hurt back here. You can't get out. I just realized that. You can see that there? You get jammed in here. You see that? I don't know where the hell I'm at. This is not a safe space right now. I need to get the heck out of here. There's all kinds of abandoned cars back here. Yeah, and let's get out of this place. This is not, I shouldn't be back here. This is not safe. Let's go. And these are all abandoned cars here. These are all cars they've been seeing. Man, look at that stuff, man. I don't know what that is. That's an abandoned house right there. See that there? They got all kinds of stuff back here. These might be trap houses back here, right? See that there? That might be a trap house right there. Let's get out of here. This is pretty wild back here. I don't know if I'm gonna come back here again. Yeah, this don't look too, I don't think this looks too safe back here. Let's get out of here. Well, listen to the 6 o'clock news. What do you think? Oh, yeah, look at it. It's some nice stuff back there. See that there? I don't know. I gotta have to look into this. See that there? There's another one abandoned. See that there? I don't know what this is back here. See that there? It's got to be a projects because they're all the same. It might not be projects. It just might be look the same, the houses. See that there? That's wild there, huh? Oh, does anybody know where I'm at? It's Hispanic housing. Time to go. Yeah, I agree with you. We are in agreement. Agreed. Let's go. That's enough of that. I've been on that block before, Cullerton. I've been here for a shooting. I know this is a strange area here. It's strange. You got to be careful back here. And this is to the news. So we're caught up on the radio calls. 6 o'clock news, right?
Will from her Tucson area home. Authorities say a man stabbed 4 people to death outside a home northwest of Tacoma, Washington today. Pierce County Sheriff's Office says deputies initially responded to reports that a man was violating a no-contact order. Pierce County Force Investigation Team Public Information Officer Shelby Boyd.
At 8:41, the initial call came in related to the violation of the order. At 9:30, witness updated the call stating that there was stabbing occurring. And then at 9:33, the deputy called out that shots had been fired.
And the suspect was dead. Federal aviation officials are looking into a plane that took off from Miami and landed in Colombia that had an apparent bullet hole in the right wing of an American Airlines aircraft. CBS's Chris Van Cleve reports.
An American Airlines 737 MAX was found with an apparent bullet hole in its right wing while it was on the ground in Medellin, Colombia.
Wow.
The damage was detected after the plane arrived from Miami as Flight 923 late Sunday night. The ground crew working overnight reported finding a puncture that extends all the way through what's known as an aileron, according to sources familiar with the matter and documents reviewed by CBS News.
The aileron controls the roll of the aircraft. Parts of Rhode Island and Massachusetts got more than 3 feet of snow during yesterday's blizzard. Parts of Long Island got 2 feet of snow. Charlotte Hosick came to the aid of a neighbor.
We saw her shoveling and, you know, we can't just look at her and not do it. So we decided to help and just do a good deed.
Stocks closed up on Wall Street today. This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here? How is this possible?
I've been here before. I don't know which rat was here. There was a shooting over here, and I was investigating, or I seen the video, but somebody got murdered over here before. Right here somewhere. Someone got murdered right here. There's video of it.
Lost in our own.
Somebody's living there. It looks like that's an encampment. See that there?
Knows some of these advancements.
That's a house there.
Serve another purpose: to connect us all with 24/7, 360-degree access to the latest products.
That's somebody's house right there.
Serve your universe and as the most trusted customer-owned health insurer for nearly a century.
That's somebody's house right there. Somebody's living right there.
Not publicly traded. Grounded in our
some of these houses look empty too. That looks like it's empty there. See that there?
Right here with you. At Blue Cross, we also.
You guys seen that thing that has everybody seen what I posted about Trump? He's trying to pass a law that they're gonna stop these trap houses, because a lot of those trap houses, man, see that? Those are stolen cars. You see that there? That's probably a stolen car right there. Where's Matt Nillette from the Stolen Car Director? You know he's leaving. He's moving out of Chicago, so he's not going to be doing that anymore. You got to say, if you know Matt and you've been on his page, Chicago Stolen Car Director, wish him well. He's going down south somewhere. I don't know. He's moving out of Chicago. That's what he said. I don't know if he's doing it. But yeah, so he won't be doing that stolen car stuff anymore. That was a stolen car there, that's for sure.
Donation with donations of their own. The Portland Press-Herald says in less than a week, about 400 people had donated a total of more than $7,000 to Maine Needs. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Facebook owner Meta Platforms will buy artificial intelligence chips from Advanced Micro Devices in a deal that will also give it the opportunity to buy up to a 10% stake of the chip company. Meta will buy AMD's latest chips to help power data centers. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 1059 and WBBMNewsRadio.com. The time now is 6:05. Good evening. I'm Glenn Marshall. We're sitting around 38 degrees here in Chicago. Tonight we're going to see some snow or rain showers in spots early. So stuff definitely going to happen closer to the Wisconsin border, but it's going to be a low of 25 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, though, more sun and more chilly weather. A high of 37 with a low of 23 degrees. We'll look at that AccuWeather 5-day forecast in about 10 minutes. But right now, here is our top local story.
You think people live in there? There's no lights here, man.
Teachers unions say they have concerns about Governor J.B. Pritzker's call for a ban on cell phone use in the classrooms. WBBM's political editor Jeff Buckles has more on the governor's response.
Officially, the Chicago Teachers Union is neutral on the latest version of a statewide ban on student cell phone use. Union lobbyist Kurt Hilgendorf says cell phone use is a distraction, but teachers manage it every day. And he says most districts can't afford the mandates they're already under because the state isn't giving them enough money.
We think that the key point for state government to solve right now is to ensure that schools across the state have the resources that they need.
During an appearance here at Richard J. Daley College near 75th and Pulaski, the governor says he agrees, and the state is doing as much as it can afford.
Even sometimes when we can't afford, I'm prioritizing education funding.
And he says telling students to leave phones at home or in their lockers does not require additional money.
If they're feeling like there's no place to lock your phone up in a school, we should be talking about how we might be able to support that.
We're with the governor in West Lawn, Jeff Buckles, News Radio 1059, WBBM.
People who use Uber will now be able to make parking reservations in the app after the company acquired Spot Hero.
The agreement between Uber and Spot Hero will bring Spot Hero's in-app parking reservation experience to Uber, with a focus on parking for commuters as well as events, venues, and airports. Terms of the deal were not disclosed, but Spot Hero will remain based in Chicago, operating as a standalone unit within Uber. Spot Hero says the company will benefit from access to Uber's large consumer base and that the acquisition will make the parking experience easier for users. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And 2 teachers at a Mother's Touch daycare in Des Plaines are who police say physically abused children, even using a water bottle as a punishment. Jessica Murillo, 36 of Morton, was hit with 3 counts of aggravated battery and 12 misdemeanor counts of battery after police say video evidence showed her hitting a child in the face with a notebook and allegedly even dragging a 4-year-old boy across the floor with his foot, causing his head to hit the ground. Isabella Thompson, 23 of Chicago, was charged with 4 misdemeanor counts of battery. Des Plaines police say the abuse happened to 7 boys, ages between 4 and 5 years old. The time now is 6:08. That means traffic and weather together on the 8th. And here to tell us about what's going on the roads is...
I think this is North Lawndale, right? Is that where I'm at? I think this is North Lawndale, right? I think that's where I'm at, right? Oh, man, you can't drive through there. See that? They blocked this stuff off, man. This is wild back here, man. And this is in between, this is the border between Hispanics and blacks, it used to be. Remember that? Yeah, this is pretty wild back here, man. It's crazy. Oh, there's some bad things that probably happen. Wow, man, this is... Yeah, I don't know why I do this. Oh, man, what was that? Did you guys just see that? That was a raccoon. Man, we see all kinds of stuff out here, don't we? Make sure if something happens to me, you call the cops, all right? And you know how to get a hold of my wife, Emmy, right? Emmy, you've seen her name around. You just message her. Say, yeah, I think, don't be fake messaging her. If something really happens to me, you say, yeah, I think something happened to your husband there. Only if you know that something bad happened to me, right? I'll tell you if something bad happens. I'll probably say something and, the video will cut off or something. We'll see how this works out. Oh, man, I don't think I should, this is, oh, man, this is wild over here. Where the hell am I? Oh, Springfield. I think I was I've been here on a shooting. There's a shooting over there. That's a trap house right there. There's a shooting over here. I remember this now. I've been here. There was a shooting right here. They shot 2 guys over here. 19th and Springfield.
Fast 57 to Hayes. Tri-State slow on the southbound side. Cermak to Ogden. Rest of the tolls are okay.
This is North Lawndale.
94 eastbound slows fast. Torrance to Indianapolis Boulevard. Next report from the Metro Traffic Center.
I'm going to go like a gang back. I'm pulling my seat back.
Thanks a lot, Abby. And tonight we're going to have some snow or rain showers in spots early, closer to the Wisconsin.
Yeah, and this is North Lawndale here.
Chicago isn't just a city, it's a state.
So why don't we see what the radio calls are saying, right? That's pretty wild out here. Thanks, Marietta. And and when I ended up in that area over there, I'm like, yeah, I've never been there. I'm like, yeah, I don't even know how to get out of here. Usually I know how to get in and out of a neighborhood. Like here, I know how to get in and out of here. I know this area here. But yeah, you got to be careful driving around some of these areas here, man. And I don't know who's who over here, right? Some places know who I am, so I ain't got problems.
All right, that is 09085. Marine 3.
S3. Could we have another number for the South Branch, please?
I get that 09341.
10-4, thank you.
Yeah, this is where Shameless is videotaped, right around here.
73.
Squad, can I get another number for a drop-off at Jackson and Blue Line?
09348.
Hey, 7384, Adam. Okay, please get a number for Jackson on the blue line.
09353.
7383 free.
Yeah, we're going to take a lunch over here at Wabash.
What's the location for lunch?
Five Guys on Wabash. It's not sure if they that guy's right.
Okay, fine. I hope it's just one. What is it, like Jackson and Wabash? Or is it like Wacker and Wabash?
Don't quiet. Give me a second. I'm going to try to find that guy's right.
Don't worry about my ass, Jerry.
362, can I get 1-4, drop off the Jackson?
It's 093650936. Give me 1 second.
Oh man, this is pretty cool, man. I like this area here. I like this. This is pretty wild out here. Check that out. You know I like this stuff, right? Oh, it's pretty cool here.
1146 South.
See how far we can go, huh?
What's your feet again? The unit at 5 Guys on Wabash, what's your beat?
I'm sorry, Pride. 7383 Frank.
Alright, you're at 1146 South Wabash, okay?
Thank you, Pride. Thank you.
So, thanks, Siri. It's 09373 09373. Nothing gonna come in there?
733, yeah.
83, Adam, go.
Oh man, that's some cool graffiti there. Look at that. You got some cool graffiti right there. Look at that. Jellyfish. See that there? Mermaids. Look at that.
85.
735 David, let me get an event number for a CTA check at the Roosevelt Red Line.
It's 09383 09383.
5387 Adam Boy.
87 Adam Boy.
Event number for the blue line at Jefferson Park.
09391.
It's pretty cool, right? Let's keep moving, right? We don't want to bring no attention to ourselves, right? I don't think I can get through there. It looks like that's fenced off there. And they got pipes laying here. They got all kinds of weird stuff. Can I get through there or not? I don't think so. I don't think I can get through there. You want to check it? I guess. I'll probably get a flat. I'll probably get some nails in my tires. I'm pretty sure of that. I don't know if I should start going out here. I should probably stop. Because who knows what's up here. This might be some private property, and maybe some people out here with some pistolas. Know what I mean? Jelly bean. Yeah, that looks like private property there. They might not be too happy that I'm driving around with my monster. See that? They fenced that stuff off there. There you go. That's an illegal domicile there, or whatever you call that when you fence off the land and you think it's yours, but it technically isn't yours. There you go. I don't know. What do you call that? Stealing land, land grab, pioneers, settlers, colonizers. It's funny, right? People, they say, talk about colonization, and then they do that stuff themselves. Yeah, it's kind of weird, ain't it? It's kind of funny, right? Colonizers. So, that's a cool graffiti. We're going to take a picture of that one right there. Huh? Let's see this. I think I've been back here. I know where I'm at. There you go. See, that's a cool one, right? We're by the castle there, by the Ogden Avenue and Route 66. That's where we're at, I think. We're somewhere. That's Ogden right next to us, by the way. Train tracks are over there, and they're really far from me. But it's one way here. See if we can get back to those train tracks, right? They were kind of cool. We'll see if we can get back down there. Looks like this is some kind of new development here. 6:17. We'll go back to about 6 o'clock, maybe, because we were listening to the news.
The Clark and Lakes next to the McDonald's. I'll give you the McDonald's address if you need it.
You got the street?
Yeah, one sec.
Okay. We'll get them rolling.
And they got some brand new TVs there, huh? Wow, they had a lot of money there. 2 brand new 80-inch TVs. That must be nice. There you go. That was expensive there, huh? This is North Lawndale where we're at. My internet's kind of jacking up right now. That's why you're not hearing the radio calls. You know what? I'll put on the live leg radio. That's the recording. I'll put on the live.
7304 cars.
Put on the live radio. All right, what the heck are we at here? I gotta watch out. Somebody might pop out on me. That's the problem with doing this city stuff. Somebody might just pop out. There you go. They fence. That's fencing off. There, I see that there.
738. Well, can you show us on lunch at 13th and Wabash? Sure, take a pen 0959. 0959.
And they videotape Shameless down there in this area. That's where we're at right now. Yeah, my heart's beating, starting to beat a little bit. That's a rammer there. There's another rammer. I mean, there's gangs around here. I'm sure there's gangs here. There's 2 rammers around here. That's a rammer. The gangs used it, right?
We have the VIN number for that, please.
09286. 09286.
This is where Shameless was filmed, right here in this area.
86 boy, you got ambulance 74 en route.
It looks like it's something out here, right?
7383 David. Can I get a number for 47th Red Line?
David, yes, that is 09309.
7362.
You always want to make sure you can get out of here if you can. Something bad happens.
Yep, that is 09316.
Can I get an event number for the orange line at Roosevelt?
Yep, that is 09330.
That's the Shameless house right there that we're coming up to, I'm pretty sure.
Marine 3.
M3.
I think we have another number for the South Branch, please.
There's another rammer.
10-4, thank you.
Yeah, Shameless was, I think that's the house, isn't it, right there?
733. Squad, can I get another number for a drop off?
That probably shouldn't be back here, right?
09348.
Hey, 7384, Adam.
80.
Can I please get a number for Jackson on the blue line?
7383 free. Yeah, we're going to take a lunch over here on the Wabash. What's the location for lunch? 5 guys, 1 Wabash. It's not sure if that guy's right.
7387 AM. I hope it's just one. 87 AM. What is it? Like Jackson and Wabash?
It's out for lunch.
Whacker and Wabash? Yeah, what's the location?
Don't quiet. Give me a second. I'm going to try to find that guy's right.
I know where my way is.
I'm going to watch it.
10362, can I get 1 4 drop off the Jackson?
Take that number 0965
Is this the government here? Look at that. It's the damn U.S. government. What the hell is this out here? Anybody know? Look at that. Who knows what this is? What the heck is that?
I think I'm down 1146 out Wabash.
Who knows what this is? I'm in some government institution, man.
F5 guys on Wabash, what should be?
Anybody know what this is or what? I don't know where the heck I'm at. I'm on the North Lawndale or something.
Thanks, Siri. This is 093730937. Maybe you're coming in.
Thank you, Chicago Locks as well.
Anybody know where I'm at? Man, there's a truck in behind.
09379.
385 Davis.
Oh, there's a Brinks truck, man. What is this shit?
Check at the Roosevelt Red Line.
Did you just see that, man? There's a Brinks truck back here. What the hell am I at, man? Is this a CIA station? Did you guys just see what happened? What the hell am I? I might get out of here. I might get shot up by the CIA or something, man. What the hell is this shit? 21st and Sawyer. Look it up. Where the hell am I? 21st and Sawyer. What was that? Is that some CIA operation there? Did you just see that thing? I'm sitting there and a Brinks truck comes up on me. No outlet, 21st and Sawyer. It says it's a U.S. government installation in the middle of North Lawndale, man. Is this some secret operation here? What the hell? I'm driving around. I don't know where the hell I'm at right now. I don't know what that guy's doing. He's got some press on it, and that guy has plastic on or something. That was wild there. Did you guys just see that? Where am I at? Oh, this is Kedzie here. Man, that was a little wild there. That was kind of like what was just about to happen to me. And I was waiting for, like, a bunch of Secret Service guys to pop out and stuff with their little machine guns and everything. I don't know where this is at. Comp Fit.
Can we get an event number for a robbery mission at the Cermak Red Line, please?
Cermak Red Line. Robbery mission. There you go. Comp Fit. What is this, man? I don't even know what the heck I'm at. I don't know where I'm at. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm lost now. There's a train is right next to us. You see that there? Is this gentrification or what? What is this? 21st and Sawyer. What is that, Marietta? Do you know what that building was? It said U.S. government. But that was a Brinks truck there or something. The money truck. Did you see that money truck? Oh, what the heck? What is that? Like the Fort Knox or something? What the hell? Where the hell am I at right now? I have no idea where I'm at now. I've never been in this area. No, I've never been here. I don't think so. I'll tell you if I've been here. I think someone died over there in that building from an electrocution, a couple of electricians, about a year ago. I don't remember ever being right here. I better watch out. Some of these blocks are bad. Saint Disciples are back here, man. They don't like people like me driving around. But that looks like projects in back of me. Where the heck now? This is a new area that I'm in, huh? Yeah, that had an electrocution over there, that building. This is, I gotta be careful. I gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention when you're doing this stuff. Oh, all right. So, well, they don't have no street signs here. I was here in the winter before. I drove the opposite way here in the winter once. About a year ago, at that building, someone died. 2 electricians were working on a boom up there. They hit an electrical line. 1 guy died. This building, I'm pretty sure of that. I'm pretty sure it was this building. I don't know what it is. This is some kind of a project here. Here, let me shoot.
Yes, on West Wisconsin Road 4229 Crenshaw, 4229 West Crenshaw. ENR tow drivers being front by drivers getting towed. No weapons seized. They're located in the alley, possibly mailbox.
I don't know what this is. I talked to somebody when the electrocution happened. They said this is a CHA or some kind of a quasi-private project. It's kind of like you, Marietta. This might be a private public project. I don't know what it is. 3030 something. I don't know what it is. Look at that. That's pretty nice in there. Look at that. See that there? It's nice. I gotta look into this. There's nice places to live in the city. See that there? Maybe a senior home? I think I qualify 58. You qualify as a senior citizen at 58? This might be senior living. Oh, man, looks nice. Look at it. Look, it's nice kept. Look at that. See that? That's nice looking over there. See that there? It looks like a senior living place here. That looks nice here. I mean, it's a dangerous neighborhood, but that's the way. Then you're gonna go walking around, do you? Or you get an Uber or something, right? What is this, man? I'll ask this guy out here, man. Hey, what is this? A senior living or what is it? Yeah. I do a live feeding in SubX.News. This is where they had the electricians passed away last year, right? And the boom, right? Yeah, I covered that story. Yeah, SubX.News. Take it easy. Have a good night, all right? I like that building. It's nice. Is it a long line to get in there? A long list? Is it private or is it CHA?
I'm not sure because, see, I'm visiting.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I was looking at it. That lobby looks beautiful there. Yeah, that's a nice kept building there, man. That's nice. Take it easy, all right? I've been back. I'll show you where I've been. I've been back here. I'll show you where I've been. Back that building, right? That's a nice building there. That's a nice building.
09652.
I think I've been right back here. And this is where I've been. In the winter, I came to check out this building after the electrocution, right? And this is wild over here. See that there? That's a pretty wild area there. See that there? Now remember, I seen years ago or a year ago, there's an old Ambrose graffiti back here. Everybody remembers the Ambrose? I mean, that's a really old gang. It's like a legacy gang. It's like the Latin Counts. We got the Latin Counts running around in my neighborhood. But like the Ambrose are a really, really, really old gang. It's like the El Rukins. Like they're one of the original gangs from way, way long time ago. You know what I'm talking about? The El Rukins? You guys know about them, right, Jeff Fort? I had a cellmate that was an El Rukin once. He was pretty wild. He was all right. I liked him. I had a few good cellmates. I had some bad ones. When you get a bad cellmate, that's not a good thing because you can't do nothing about it. That's the problem with jail. You don't get to choose your cellmate sometimes. There we go. That's some tight alleys, huh? Oh, man, that was like a double alley. Check that one out there. That was... What is this, man? It's like a double alley. Look at this. Did you just see that?
78384, Adam. 84, Adam.
Man, that's tight there, huh? So it's a double alley, and there's a building right in the middle of the alley. You see that there? It's pretty crazy, isn't it? So this building's in the middle of this area, but it's in the middle of an alley. That's pretty crazy. What is this building? Is it a company or something? Look, you see that there? See that? That's pretty crazy there, isn't it? We just came from over there. That's where the senior living is on that side. And this is a building here in 2922. I don't know what street this is. Look at that. It's like a crazy-ass building in the middle of an alley. Pretty cool, huh? Hey, you drive around, you find some things. That's right. I don't remember seeing that ever. I remember back there by the senior place. I don't know if we're going to go straight or what we're going to do. They shoot people across the street here. I don't know if I want to go over there. Maybe. I'll put my seat back and I'll relax and I'll see where we end up. How about that? Cermak and oh, that's Sacramento right there. Huh? They see there's some gentrification going on right there. See that there? That's gentrification right there. See that there? Cermak and Sacramento. There you go, 6:32 p.m. We're at Cermak and Sacramento. We're going southbound. There you go. They got gentrification all over down here. I just noticed this. There's cops over there. So we'll go check that out maybe. But I know I've been down here for a shooting, but there you go. You got gentrification happening everywhere. See that there? That's gentrification right there. There ain't nobody that lives here that gonna be able to afford that one there. There you go, gentrification. There you go.
Event number 69, red line. Take that 09687.
Where am I? Am I in Little Village or am I in Pilsen? I might be in West Pilsen here. I might be in Pilsen, right? I think this is Pilsen.
Thank you as a robbery mission at 35th red line. Event number 09692.
Gentrification. 22nd and Sacramento. It's pretty wild over here to see this kind of development in this kind of a neighborhood. They're pushing people out.
Take it at 09701, 09701.
6:30 p.m., February 24, 2026.
You put us on a suspicious auto, no occupants at 6110 South Sangamon. When you're ready for the VIN, let me know.
They shot at cops on this block. Latin Kings were shooting at cops on this block. Right.
1 Henry.
It was in the rain I covered
Charlie,
that story.
Victor, 1 Frank, 3 X-ray, Lincoln, Adam, 047249. Hi, that one's coming back, stolen out of Chicago. This lady said it was a gun in the glove box. It should be a red 2020 Honda 4-door.
There you go, pulling people. They're doing a lot of pullovers, huh?
7388
Oh, SubX.News, there you go, man.
88 Charlie and David. So can we get lunch at Jackson and Halston? Take event number 09712. 7383 Edward. 7383, ready to go. Event number for 35th red line.
Doing a lot of traffic stops, huh?
Take event 09715, 09715.
Trying to collect that money, huh? Oh, that was an adult transition center, so I can't go there? That ain't an apartment building? So I gotta transition to... what do you mean, like, transsexual transition? I ain't cutting off my penis. We ain't doing that. I ain't cutting off my penis for an apartment. We're not... That's not... I'm not doing that one. We're not... I'll pass on that one. We're not... I'm not interested in an apartment where I have to change my sex. We're not doing that, okay? I'll pass on that one. All right, where am I at here? I'm probably gonna start heading towards my place. Tuesday is usually my movie night, so that's what we're gonna do, I think, tonight. I'm a little hungry and I don't want to spend money on a dinner. I think my wife cooked dinner for me, so I'm gonna go home. So we had a little bit of outs. We've been on the outs for about 2-3 days. We broke the ice a little bit today, so I think I can go home a little bit. So you guys know what I mean. Those of you who have been married for a long time, you know what I'm talking about when you've been on the outs a little bit. We've been on the outs for since Friday, I think. So that's what is today now? Today is Tuesday, Wednesday morning, so Friday, Saturday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, today we've been like, all right, we're friendly again. Anybody have that? Those of you who've been married a long time, we've been married almost 30 years now. We were married in 99, so we're going on 30, right? Yeah, everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? When you go through those times, you just be quiet. Mind your business, and it'll get better in a few days. And then today we're at the better phase right now. So, oh man, when we were younger, man, those are some rough ones when you're young and you're a couple. You know what I'm talking about, man. That's some rough stuff there, man. I might make a movie out of all. I don't even know if I can show the stuff that happened to us, man. That might be one of those where you have to go to a special screening at midnight show where you can't show it to regular audience. Man, they're really busting everybody out here, ain't they? Say, man, I told you Brandon Johnson's doing that stuff, didn't I? There you go. There's another one here. See that there? I told you that, didn't I? He wants to get elected. So he's telling the cops crack heads, right?
85 Adam.
They got tinted windows and everything there.
Can I get an event number?
We're going to park over there and watch what they do here. How about that? Where the heck are we at? I don't even know where the heck I'm at. I'm on the boulevard here, right? I'm in Marshall Boulevard, right? You know where I'm at. There's projects over here, too. There's a truck right in back of me, so I don't know how I'm going to do this U-turn here. I want to do a U-turn here. We're going to do one of these, right? We're in Marshall Square, it's called out here. That's Salcedo High School. That's Carter T. Harrison High School. That was the biggest high school in the world at one time. Carter T. Harrison, right there. The biggest high school, biggest vocational school right there. The Harrison High School, right there. They had a foundry in there. They made metal inside that high school like Tilden did. I don't know if they had a foundry, but they had a metalworking shop in that high school at one time. We're talking about in the 1900s, before World War I. Around. I forget when it was built, 1911, 1910.
Can I have an event number for 95th Red Line South, the platform?
There you go. Yeah, well.
85 Adam, take event number 09758.
Let's see what's going on here. Oh, they're searching something there. There you go. So, all right, SubX.News. And let's throw it on the Citizen app, and Citizen app might know something, right? Let's see this stuff, right? We'll throw it on Citizen app, right? Because they coordinate with the calls, right? This is a zone call here, right? This is not a citywide call here, right? And they're searching that car there, ain't they? Where are we at? SubX.News on the spot reporting here. We're on Sacramento Boulevard, I believe, or California Boulevard. We're in Marshall Square. I don't know what they're doing here. If they're searching the car, they're searching somebody. Oh, there they go. They're searching somebody right there. Marshall Square, you're right. It's 6:41. It's SubX.News reporting out of Chicago. This is the south side of Chicago. That's what you're watching. We don't know. We just rolled up on this. We were they're doing a lot of traffic stops in Chicago lately. I don't know. The mayor must be telling the cops to enforce traffic or something. I don't know what's going on here. But I've seen, this is the third or fourth one today that we've seen. That's the most I've seen in like 2-3 years. So yeah, it looks like a traffic stop, don't it? SubX.News, on the spot reporting. Is that what they're doing, Ollie? I'm sorry it goes in and out of focus. I don't know why it does that. I think it's because of the flashing lights. Again, we're in Marshall Square here. This is Sacramento Boulevard in California, right? That's California, and back at me, 26 in California, the jail is right south of us, right? It looks like they're searching that guy, right?
Intersection 19 feet away. That's in progress. Target 4466 North Broadway. Coming from security area for a male black adult. Currently stealing. He has on a red hat, long leather jacket, gray backpack, dark colored jeans. Not the presidential.
That's the most police. Can we admit this besides me going to the crime scenes? This is the most police activity we've probably seen in a long time. Look, we've only been on since 4 o'clock. We've been on for 2 hours and 45 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen this many police, anything besides going to crime scenes where we see a lot of cops, but just randomly driving. Where do we see them? At Madison. We just seen them down there over on Cermak. We seen them. Where else did we just see them? We seen them somewhere else. I forget where we seen them all. All right, that's so many. I think we seen 4 of them today, didn't we? There you go, right? I don't know. You tell me, Marietta. They're searching that guy, right? Oh, they're putting him in custody or what? What are they doing? Oh, they're searching his car, man. He gave a consent to search, it looks like. See that there? They're searching his car for something. See that there? They're doing something over here. This is more than a traffic ticket there. SubX.News on the spot reporting there. Yeah, it's to show force, right? So when people drive by, they see the blue lights and they say, oh, they're enforcing the law, when we know yesterday they weren't because we were by the dope spot, right? 6:45 p.m. Marshall Boulevard over here. Did you get a chance to do the thing that we talked about, Marietta, today, or not? Or were you busy? You know what we talked about? If you want to talk about it, you can. If you don't. Me and Marietta are working on a few projects. Besides the podcast, we're working on another project, too. So, that's to say, we work on a lot of projects. There we go. I guess they're letting the guy go, huh? So it's about 6:46. They searched the guy's car and they're letting the guy go. How about that? Well, we're going to wait here till they let him go, because we don't know what happens till the end, right? There we go. He's going, right? There we go, right? All right. So there we go. That traffic stop is over there, right? It looks like that was some kind of traffic stop, but they searched the guy's car. That was kind of strange. Usually they don't do that. I wouldn't let them search my car. You ain't got no probable cause. You ain't searching nothing. That's all I got. So that was some kind of a pull the guy over and search the guy's car over here in Marshall Square. SubX.News signing off at 6:46 p.m. February 24th, 2026. Over here in Marshall Square. I'm signing off a citizen. That's what I'm doing. All right. All right. That way we have a record of what happened, right? Strange, they pulled somebody over here at Marshall Square, right at California, and then they searched the car and then let the guy go. At 6:45 p.m., February 24, 2026. I'll tell you, there's a lot of people being pulled over by the police. Brandon Johnson's cracking the whip, it looks like. I mean, how many have we seen, guys, right? I'm typing this up, right? I like to post the Citizen app, that way I have it the timestamp, right? The guy's still sitting there, by the way. He's still sitting there. See that there? All right, ready to get out of here, guys? Let's go. Before they give me a ticket for being in the bike lane, all right? That'll be the next thing. I get a ticket for the bike lane. Whatever. Let's go, right?
Adam. 88 Adam. The number for writing the blue line, the westbound from Pulaski 368. Car number. 09864 09864.
7385 David.
Let me get an event number for a red line check at Roosevelt.
09655 09655.
373.
7373.
Let's get an event 69 in the rear, please.
Event 09658.
7384, Adam.
Get to 6 citywide assault progress, 2997 Street, 2937. Securities of the McDonald's calling in, looks like they're having a dispute with a teenage girl inside the McDonald's, threatening staff members along with the manager. The female, black, dark complexion, making dressed in a black jacket with a gray sweater. Nothing further, 6th District.
There you go, man. All these nice places shut down. Look at that. Not even the carnitillas in the middle of the neighborhood can make it anymore. See that there? I gotta watch. They shoot people out here, so I gotta be careful. I gotta pay attention. I gotta pay attention.
Red line.
Take it at 09687 09687.
7394, boy.
There's a shooting over here before, too, right on this street.
You was a robbery mission at 35th red line.
Whipple, right? Or where the hell I'm at? And this is a gang in the neighborhood here. This is a gang street right there.
It is.
It's Farragut High School here.
The blue light, go west, 711 car number.
85 boy.
Pin number 79 in the red line, 09.
So I'll give you guys a little bit of a history here. See that here? If my memory serves me right, they got a pool inside of here. See that one here? Boys Club. You know how I know? This is where I learned how to swim. So you're talking about that might have been on 58. I think that was 50 years ago. Right there, man. Right there, man. Right there. They got a pool in this place, man. Right there. I'm pretty sure they do. I learned how to swim in this joint. Yeah, there's a pool in there. I'm almost sure of it. I'm pretty sure. Right there. That's where I learned how to swim when I was a little kid. Right here, man. See that there? Yeah, that's where I grew up in this area, right? There you go. 25th Street there. 25th in Sacramento. Boys Club. Where are we going? I don't know. Where are we going here? How about this? You know where we're going? Oh, I don't know. We're just driving around, Princess. We've seen a bunch tonight. The biggest thing we've seen from tonight's calls is what? Lots and lots of traffic stops. Blue lights and traffic stops. More than I've ever seen doing this. That first one was over at Madison and Pulaski, and then we just seen a bunch of them afterwards, right? About 4 or 5 of them today. Yeah, we're about done, I think, for today. We're going to be heading towards my place right now, man. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pass by the jail, right? 26th California.
Eric, male, black adult, currently stealing. He has on a red hat, long leather jacket, gray backpack, dark colored jeans, not the president.
Like I said, there was a security guard shot on the south side. I'm going to try to figure out what happened down there. I'm pretty sure Justin over at Chi-Town probably covered that one. Now let's go check it out on his page, right?
388 Adam.
88 Adam.
The number for riding the blue line, the westbound from Pulaski, 368. Car number.
098-640-9864.
Here's the 6 citywide assault progress, 29 East 87th Street, 29 East 87th.
Okay, no way this is true, man. Like this.
Security of McDonald's calling in saying, looks like they're having a dispute with a teenage girl inside the McDonald's, threatening staff members along with the manager. She's a female, black, dark complexion, making threats, dressed in a black jacket with a gray sweater. Nothing further, 6th District, donate.
They do a lot of carjackings over there by Loretto Hospital. They carjacked that ambulance over there.
85 boy.
85 boy.
Pin number 79 in the red line.
09-8870-9.
84 David.
84 David.
Number for Howard in the lake. 7386 David.
099-8309-86 David.
Yes, wow, let me get the event number for Chicago Red Line. Going up.
Check event number 09898.
Security supervisor shot, 94th and Ashland.
Yeah, can we get a bunch at 1841 West Howard Street, pretty please?
Why, certainly you can. Check event 099-04-099-04.
7384 David.
84 David.
Is that number for Howard in the middle?
099-33-099-33.
94th and Ashland, security officer shot.
Okay, no way this is...
Yeah, that's what happens. Guys got a job and you get hurt, you get killed. I don't even know what to do anymore. You know, it's not safe doing anything anymore in the city. And then they come around pulling you over for tickets. That's what you seen today, didn't you? You want me to go? I'll take you to a dope spot right now and show you guys. There's just dope spots all over, right? They don't shut down the dope spot, but they pull people over, right? It doesn't make sense. It's like, what are you actually physically doing to stop the crime? And I told you guys this the other day, I think last week. And we're going to leave it at this. We'll listen to the 7 o'clock news. I'm going to say a few things. Today we've seen a lot of pullovers of traffic. I got pulled over yesterday. Remember that by the dope spot on Central and Lake? And I told the lady, I said, hey, there's a dope spot over there. And she goes, oh, we'll go there. And they did. So she lied. One thing, if a cop lies, that's a bad cop. I could care less. You don't lie. You don't say we're going to go there and you don't go there. You just say whatever. Or you say we'll look into it or something. But she said we're going to go there. So she didn't. So she lied. The other thing is what are you doing pulling cars over? The other thing that I talked about this, and let's talk about this, and then maybe tomorrow we'll talk about it more. Have you ever seen the Chicago police with pictures of drug busts? We see some guns and a few weed bags once in a while. But you never see, oh, we got a drug bust. You never see that. You know what I'm talking about or not? You know, like I always post the pictures of these other cities? I show guns. There's a few here and there that Chicago police do. But you never see like a big table of weed or drugs or a lot of guns. You see a few guns, 2, 3. But you don't see that. Yet we have all these killings. We have all these drugs. We have all this crime in the city. But you never see a big bust. You never see that. It's weird. Don't you think that's strange? That bar is closed, right? They had a shooting at this bar and it's closed over here, right? This one over here. Well, listen to the news and I'll show you a cool spot over here, right? That bar is closed. 3 guys were shot here, right? They shut down that bar over there. I don't know why they shut it down. It wasn't their fault. There was a shooting there. But you go to other neighborhoods that have shootings, they don't shut down the bar. You kind of get it? Kind of get how that works, right? When you shut down the bar, that's the local place there. They make money. All right, we're going to listen to the news, but I'm going to show you a cool spot here. It's just called, oh, shit, I forget what this is called now. Wall something. If I remember, I'll tell you what it's called, but it's a cool spot, all right?
Tonight's speech is a pivotal moment for President Trump to shape his message ahead of the midterm elections with that emphasis on the economy. Trump says it is going to be a long speech because there is so much to talk about, including his immigration crackdown and Iran.
Amanda Roberts will be at the State of the Union. She is the sister-in-law of Virginia Giuffre, an Epstein survivor who took her own life.
He may say it's time to move on from this Epstein thing. Mr. President, today we are saying we will not move on and the world is not moving on.
Some 50 Democratic lawmakers say they're boycotting the address. The House has failed to pass legislation that would have required all aircraft flying around busy airports to have key locator systems. CBS's Tammy McCormick with more.
The head of the NTSB said the Rotor Act would have prevented the mid-air collision near Washington, D.C. that killed 67 people. That involved a passenger plane and an Army helicopter. The legislation would require most aircraft to be equipped with a system that can receive data about the location of other aircraft. It also would have forced a safety review of flight routes at many airports, as well as limits on when the military can turn off the location technology. The Pentagon had backed the measure, but pulled its support ahead of the House vote.
Savannah Guthrie says in an online video that her family needs to know what happened to her mother, who has been missing since February 1st. They're offering a family reward up to $1 million.
We also know that
that's pretty cool there,
she may be lost.
She may already be gone. She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves.
A Utah judge has dismissed a motion to have the prosecutorial team kicked off the case in the trial of the man who was accused of the shooting death of Turning Point USA co-founder Charlie Kirk. Defense lawyers had argued there was a conflict of interest because the daughter of a deputy prosecutor in the Utah County Attorney's Office was in the crowd the day of the shooting. Judge Tony Graff Jr.
The record here contains no evidence that Mr. Hernander or any member of his family had a personal relationship with, bias toward, defendant. Nor does the record show that Mr. Hernander's professional judgment has been, or is substantially likely to be, materially limited by his loyalty to his
Crawford
daughter.
Walls,
Randall
it's
Robinson
called.
is charged with aggravated murder and has not yet entered the plea. This is CBS News.
Yeah, that's pretty cool there, huh? You see that?
I want to know what's going on in the world. I'm Tony. There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers. How are you? I'm Tony DeFilippo. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
The time now is 7 p.m. Good evening. I'm Glenn Marshall, and we're sitting at about 38 degrees here in Chicago. Tonight, though, we're going to see some snow or rain showers in spots early, especially towards the Wisconsin border, though it will be a low of 25 tonight. Tomorrow, more sun than clouds, brisk and chilly, a high of 37 degrees with a low of 23, and expect a couple of flurries around as well. Currently at O'Hare Airport, it is 38 degrees, 39 at Midway, and along the lakefront, it's 38 degrees. We're going to take a look at that AccuWeather 5-day forecast in about 12 minutes, but right now is your top story here on WBBM News Radio 105.9. Governor J.B. Pritzker appears to be waving off criticism of his proposed ban on cell phones in schools from leaders of an influential teachers union. The story from WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles.
Chicago Teachers Union Chief Lobbyist Kurt Hilgendorf says most teachers agree that cell phone use in classrooms distracts everyone. But the union's concerned the governor's call for a cell phone ban during the school day comes with no way to pay for it at a time when districts across the state can't afford the mandates they already have.
Will teachers and other educators be expected to implement the measures necessary?
But officially, the union says it's neutral on the bill. During an appearance here at Richard J. Daley College at 75th and Pulaski, the governor told reporters he doesn't know what the union's talking about.
We're literally asking people simply to leave their cell phones in their lockers or at home.
But he says he's open to talking to districts who feel they need state support for lockers or other secure systems.
They're using it as an excuse to, once again, talk about something that I agree with, which is we ought to be funding our schools better.
We're with the governor in West Lawn, Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
Indiana lawmakers moved forward with their end of a deal to move the Chicago Bears to Hammond, passing the Senate Bill 27 in a 95-4 vote. Now, the proposal would set up a stadium authority that could build a new dome stadium near Wolf Lake and then rent it to the Bears with an option to buy. State Representative Julie Althoff says people in Lake County and other parts of Northwest Indiana are in support of the move.
We went from, yeah, right, I'm sure, no, that's not going to happen. And so slowly I saw it go from that, doubters like, really? I don't know, to maybe, to the little flame. And now people are really imagining what could happen.
Now, the vote adds pressure to state lawmakers in Springfield to pass a measure giving the Bears the ability to negotiate long-term property tax rates for the Arlington Heights property. 2 employees for the Evanston-Skokie District 65 have been charged with sex crimes against children. Now the school board has voted to fire an administrator.
The board did not disclose the name of the administrator, who they unanimously voted to suspend and dismiss. Earlier this month, Washington Elementary Assistant Principal Carlos Mendez and his girlfriend, Maribel Flores Hernandez, a paraprofessional, were arrested and charged with sex crimes against children. Parent Sarah Forst asked the board about possible changes in light of that.
I understand we cannot provide perfect safety for students, but the idea that an alleged sex offender was working with toddlers, including my own, even while a warrant was out for her arrest, is deeply concerning and merits a re-examination of policies.
Another parent complained they only heard from the district to say that no students were involved in the alleged crimes after news of the pair's arrest. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And the city of Chicago is seeing the fewest fatal accidents in nearly a decade.
The city breaks down the numbers into 3 categories: pedestrians, cyclists, and those killed in vehicles. Last year, there were 100 fatalities, the fewest since 2016, when the total was 97. In 2025, 36 pedestrians were killed, 2 cyclists, and 62 people in vehicles. That's 30 fewer than 2024, 86 fewer than 2021. That was a peak year. 60 pedestrians were killed, 11 cyclists, 115 in vehicles, for a total of 186. The Department of Transportation says it uses the data to identify trends and patterns to increase safety, and investments are paying off. There is some concern about funding for future projects. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And the time now is 7:08. That means traffic and weather together on the 8th is sponsored.
Yeah. We're going to watch the president tonight. That's what we're going to do. I think that's a good idea. Well, I'm close to my house. That's where I'm heading. It's kind of scary today. We kind of did some scary things. Kind of see some cool things. We've seen a lot of things, and that's what we do today. You know, not every day we get onto a big scene or whatever it is, but we see certain things and we can start thinking and talking about stuff. I think, again, I'm going to repeat today, there's a lot of traffic stops for some reason. They've been told to pull people over. I'm almost sure I'd like to get the directive of that, right? Because I've never seen that many people pulled over, and I don't even think in a year. I'm serious. I don't think I've seen that many people pulled over that we've seen today in a whole year. This is where I think this is 38th Street. I think this is where remember we stopped the migrant camp over here, the toxic camp. You know, we broke that story. That was our story right here. 38th in California. We're the ones who broke that. SubX, yeah. Substance, SubX, me. We broke this story right here. You know they're still paying for this property? I don't know how much, $1 million a month or something like that right here. This California, 38th in California. We're still paying for this. We cleaned up the toxic camp. It's all safe. They can park their trucks here now. And we never right here. This is the side, don't you? 38th in California. Look it up. Look at how we made it nice here. Everything was demolished. It was all cleaned up. They put new pipes on here and everything. That's pretty good, huh? That's a good deal for whoever owns that land. I heard it's connected to George Cardenas. He did that deal. That's what I hear. It's funny. I talked to certain people about this one, right? And they got angry. I got thrown off the McKinley Park Development Council because of this. I blew the whistle on this. I said, you shouldn't be doing backdoor deals. This happened in October of 23, I think. I think 23 it happened. 23 or 24. I don't remember anymore. And I said, you can't be doing it. Or September, I don't remember. September we learned about it. October, I think I broke the story. I don't remember anymore. And I said, you can't be doing that kind of stuff. You need to tell the people, and the people need to decide. Not you decide and then tell the people. And that's a reverse operation. Whenever you're running government, you should always pass the ideas past the people first. Not second. That's it. And he says, so look, this guy came to us. He wanted to put a migrant camp here. And we could have sold it, and it would have been good for us because we would have made money down here. But they didn't. They did a backdoor deal, and that's when I went to the newspapers. I went to the local newspaper, and I published it. McKinley Park News, and I said, look, they're doing a backdoor deal here, and they're going to bring the migrants here. And guess what? We stopped it. Right? I knew the lead organizer, and it was over with, right? And that's the way you do things, right? When you use the news, when you use transparency, when you do stuff like that, then you can have a good result. Here, let me show you this last thing, and we'll stop at this one here. And then we're going to go watch the president. I'm hungry. I'm starving. I think my wife made me dinner tonight, so I might be lucky. She didn't make me dinner for 3 nights. I was hungry. I was eating ramen noodles for 3 nights. Yeah, that's how bad it got. And I told you we were on the outs. It's all right. It's part of being married, right? Ain't no big deal. So, this used to be a street that went through, right? See that here? And they put a bike lane that blocked the street now. You see that there? That's what happened. That's a bike lane that blocks the street now. That street used to go through. Trucks went through there. You seen the companies back there? Didn't I just show you that? There was a bunch of companies back there. That's what happens. Alrighty, well, we're about done tonight. It's 7:11 p.m. We're past our 3 hours. I got to shut this baby down. It's February 24, 2026. The big thing tonight is Brandon Johnson is telling the cops to pull people over. The funny thing is, on the day we see a whole bunch of people getting pulled over, we hear that they did illegal ticketing of $200 million. So the same day there's a judgment against them that they owe $200 million for illegally ticketing all of us citizens. They're out there trying to ticket citizens for traffic rather than busting the drug dealers, prostitutes, criminals, carjackers, and pimps. Yeah, that's the end of this story tonight. Take it easy, everybody. Thanks for watching. 12 p.m. SubX.News on the spot reporting, signing off. February 24, 2026. Let's go watch Trump. Yeah. Ramen noodles are delicious. Just be creative. You know, with ramen noodles, you put a can of vegetables in it. That's what I used to do. And you know what else you do? You can put hot dogs in them. You chop up a hot dog. You put some you get a can of vegetables, mixed vegetables. You know which ones I'm talking about? The mixed vegetables. You get a can of mixed vegetables. I forget how many hot dogs. 1 or 2 hot dogs. And you look, and you use the vegetable juice. You don't throw the vegetable juice out, right? Use the vegetable juice. I think you put 1 more can of water in there, right? I don't remember how I did that, because you don't want to cook the vegetables too much, because they're already okay. You do the noodles, and then like halfway through, you throw the vegetables in, you boil it together, you throw the hot dog in, and you got a dinner. I think 1 or 2 hot dogs. If you really want to be creative, so you get a can of vegetables, mixed vegetables, a bag of ramen, 2 hot dogs, and now that you want to really have like a real ramen, you throw in a boiled egg. Oh man, that's so delicious. And if you really want to be super, super ramen, but I don't know if you like doing this, you'd have to do it while the water's boiling. It's got to be really hot water. You put in a raw egg. You know what I'm talking about? The water's super hot, steamy, right off the stove. The noodles are cooked, but usually don't do that with ramen, right? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Some ramen, you just put the boiling water in. Some ramen, you cook it, right? Whatever ramen you got. You put it in when the water is right off the stove. You put your raw egg in there. You crack the raw egg into the ramen there. I think it makes it like the egg drop soup kind of a thing. Really good. If you want to try it out, I don't know if that's your taste though. But yeah, a bag of ramen, a can of mixed vegetable soup, 2 hot dogs. Man, now you're making me hungry, Marietta. Take it easy, everybody. Signing off. 7:14 p.m. SubX.News. February 24th, 2026. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Appreciate everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching my back today. I was a little scared today. I was scared where I was at. I'll be honest with you guys. Thanks for watching my back again. I appreciate you guys all the time. Take it easy. Have a good night. Thank you for watching.